Okay, let's see if I can hear my own audio. All right, we're back. Okay, good. I was also wondering how that affects the ad because I technically cut the stream during the ad break. Okay, so this is going to take a moment because I actually have to play USB musical chairs. So, all right, let me see here. I have to close out. Let me just close all these. And then just to be sure, let me just close out of this. Okay, and now I should be able to eject the drive. Please bear with me. I'm I'm trying to archive everything so that I can store it, but then also have it take up less disk space. So right now I'm going through my old stream, my video game streams, because that's going to be a lot easier to deal with than all of my Magic streams. So I just encoded all of my Hades ones. Alright, now I can unplug the controller, replug in the camera, move the controller, okay, move my chairs. Felden Kane, welcome in. How's it going, Todd? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. I was talking about my random issues with disk space. Felden Kane says, "Hey Jen and Nam, how are you guys tonight?" I'm doing pretty well. I can't really complain. I can, but I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't change anything at this point. I don't think. Um, all right. I know we shouted out everybody in the Hades stream, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go through and just shout everybody out again. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod GipsonLens. Please give GipsonLens a follow. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man. Please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. If you're not following our friend Keo Demon, please give Keo Demon a follow. If you're not following our friend TJ Fox, please give TJ Fox a follow. Let's see, if you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats, please give Charlie's Beats a follow. Let's see who else. And then, of course, thank you for the raid, E-Room. Guys, you're not following E-Room, definitely give E-Room a follow. If you're not following our friend Sydney, a.k.a. Coco, please give Sydney, a.k.a. Coco a follow. If you're not following our friend Peekaboo Draws, please give Peekaboo Draws a follow. If you're not following Memloss, please give our friend Memloss a follow. And then, let me see here. Just make sure I didn't forget anybody from the Hades stream. Alright, cool. I think that's that. Let me do that and this. Oh, okay, yeah, I think when I disconnected the stream, it probably unpinned the thing. Alright, so let's do that. And then, of course, if you're not following our friend and mod Felden Kane, please give Felden Kane a follow. Alright, okay. Let's see here. Okay. Alright, so now the moment of truth. Do I need to do camera shenanigans for this camera to work that I just replugged? I do. Alright, hang on. Let me see here. Deactivate, activate. Alright, we're in business. Okay. Glorious. And then let me also push that forward. Phew! Yeah, I know, right? Okay. So, how's everybody doing today? I know I asked that. I don't know if anybody responded, but hopefully everybody is staying cool. Everybody had a wonderful weekend. And this, I believe, for many people in the United States, it will be a short week because it is the week of July 4th, which is Independence Day. So I will be, I will continue to be not working this week. But I have a new goal for me to expedite my website for me doing magic. Chan says, good. And you? I'm doing pretty good. Can't really complain, as I said. I think I was able to jump in the pool today. That was nice. It was super hot, and it will still be hot later this week. All right. So first things first. The queue is open. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. I see that there is a request in there from Snowy City. Thank you for the request, Snowy City. And we're going to be getting ready to warm up with the coin matrix. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, and also let me... Where's the Twitch deck here? There we go. Let me also thank our raider, E-Room, signer of the Three of Hearts. Thank you so much for the raid, E-Room. Greatly appreciate it. And E-Room's also got the Snowy City emote. There you go. All right. So, here we go. We have 4 coins, 4 cards. I'm going to cover each coin with a card after placing the coins into a rectangle, not quite a square, but technically all squares are also rectangles. Mathematically, right? And um, so I did this actually as part of my gig the other day, and I got wild reactions. All right, we're gonna make this jump from here to there. 1, 2, 3. I did theme it as Star Trek. We'll do it again right here. 1, 2, 3. And then this last one. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then I'll usually end it there for a live performance. But you guys get the follow up. And so here whoa, says Snowy City. You guys will get the cardless version. And so once again, we create our rectangle, which is, but this time no cards. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. We have 1, 2, 3 over here, 1 over there, and the last one, 4. And then of course we're doing the awesome finale now. I don't know what to call it. I mean, I basically just call it the finale. And 1, 2, 3. And that, my friends, is the cardless version. Snowy City says, yo, that's cool. Thanks, Snowy City. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly for the claps. Jan the Magic Man, Feldon Kane, E-Room. E-Room says, nice, nice, nice. Chan's emote. And then I just realized I don't have my own trick list up. I mean, I suppose I can see it over there, but I also like to have it up so that I can interact with it if I need to. So originally when I was starting out on Twitch and I hung out in music streams and I was like, oh, maybe I should learn how to use this StreamerSonglist thing. And I figured one of the easiest ways was to use it myself. And then after a couple of people that I hung out in their streams and realized, hey, he knows how to use StreamerSonglist, I became a mod. So for a couple of streams. All right, let me just also get credit for the cardless coin matrix because we did follow that up too. All right. All right, let me see here. Ad break is starting soon, and then redeem a signed card. Eroom Kim asks, has Snowy signed a card yet? No, Snowy has not signed a card yet. You just redeemed 25,000 points, Eroom, and I guess does that mean you want Snowy City to then sign a card? Because we can do that for Snowy City. Let me go ahead and pull out the cards that are not eligible, and then we can have Snowy City select from the remaining cards. If Snowy City has signed one before, certainly not in the current deck, but yeah, there's ads going, so that's okay. It gives me time to sort through the new deck because there's not that many cards that are signed, so most of the cards are still open. But E-Room, thank you so much for the redeem for Snowy. So, all right. So yeah, out of the new deck, we only have 5 current cards that are signed. So everything else is pretty open. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So let's see here. There is a trick that I was trying to figure out what I did with it, and I couldn't find it. So if that gets requested or randomly selected tonight or whatever, I don't know if I'll be able to do it because I seem to have misplaced it. Welcome back. All right, so um, Snowy City, are you there? E-Room has redeemed signing a card on your behalf. And so, Snowy City, you get to sign a card. And let me show you all the cards that you have a choice from. So, these are the ones that are currently signed. So, you can't pick any of these, but you get to select from basically anything else. So, out of these cards, which one would you like me to sign? And I'll sign it Snowy_City. Uh, I know that the underscore is very important because if you know, if you've seen my name, there's an underscore right in there. So yeah, so go ahead and you can name one. You can I don't know if you're on desktop, you could click on one of these if you want. It might just be easier to tell me in chat. So, but yeah, 4 of diamonds. All right, here we go. 4 of diamonds for Snowy City. All right, excellent. There we go. E-Room says, nice one. All right, so I will write here. Snowy underscore city. E-Room, thank you so much for the redeem and giving a signed card to Snowy City. Thank you so much for the raid, E-Room, as well. So here we are, Snowy City, signing the 4 of diamonds. So Snowy City, if you end up requesting tricks here, if it's a trick that I can use whatever cards, we'll try and use your card. But if it's there are some tricks obviously that I won't be able to use your card, but you know, there we go. And I guess to thank both our raider and E-Room for redeeming, we should use E-Room's card and Snowy City card in a trick. So let me see, what trick could we do for you guys? Let me see here. Let me try and find some cards really quick. Awesome, says Snowy City. All right, cool. All right. So here we are, Snowy City and E-Room. What a pair they are. And here's the interesting thing: they can find cards. Not just any cards, though. They won't be able to find. Not this 9. We're not going to be able to find that 9. That 9's going to go here in the middle of the deck. But importantly, they can find really cool fellas. And so, here, let's go ahead and have them find a really cool fella from the deck. 1, 2, and... Alright, I know that that maybe didn't look like magic. It was more like a skill because I literally just stuck E-Room and Snowy City into the deck to pull out a card. But look, they found a red jack. Now, maybe you're thinking, alright, could he do that again and make it look a little bit more magical? And to that I would say, yeah, I think we can do that. So, here we go. We're going to do this long distance, alright? So, here we go. 1, 2, and... I don't know if you could tell, but I just flicked a card from the deck over into my hands in between Snowy City and E-Room. And we found a second jack. Now, sometimes they like to go undercover. Maybe they can't find the cool people without, hiding for a little bit. And so here they'll find another cool dude, in this case the Jack of Diamonds. And then finally, one more, they will find the Jack of Clubs. And that, my friends, is a trick. Thank you for bringing your community over here at E-Room. Thank you for the raid. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm going to give myself credit for that trick, so if anybody wants to know, it's normally called Hellman's Aces, but we just did it with Jacks instead. For E-Room in Snowy City. Alright, thank you kindly for the applause. Alright, queue is currently empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free, go ahead. And in the meantime, I can talk to you about the gig. So, this past Thursday, by the way, this is like a random... Most gigs that I get are like on a Friday or on the weekend, and this was like on a Thursday night, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And the good news is that it was not very far away. It was just like a 25-minute drive away, so it was pretty close. And interesting thing, it was a husband hiring for a birthday party, and it was his wife's birthday. His wife has a birthday, and he told me, like, later after he officially booked me, he said that his wife wanted to find a magician, and he basically lied to her and said, "Oh, sorry, we couldn't find a magician," fully knowing that I had already been secretly booked. And every guest was in on it, so everybody else knew that there was a magician coming for her birthday, but the wife didn't know. So I arrive on the scene and I walk in. First thing the wife asks me is that, "Are you a magician?" And I'm like, "Yes, my name's Nam. I'm a magician based in, you know." And so that's how it started. And then later in the night, during the gig, at some point I find out that she had, because she was told that they couldn't find a magician. And so she had made like a short list of like magicians to contact last minute, and she was like thinking about just email blasting everybody to see if anybody could come. And as it turns out, the short list, I asked like how many people were on it. It's like she's like 10 people, and I'm like, all right, that's basically everybody. So I think between like the magician friends around here, we basically know all the magicians around here, even the ones that don't hang out with us. There's not that many. and and she even said, including you. And I was like, I made the short list. Sweet. So that was super funny. Um, but yeah, it was a nice like intimate setting because it was a lake house. I don't know if it was theirs or if they were like renting a an Airbnb or something. But there was 8 or 9 people, and we set up in like the it was like the living room, I guess. It was overlooking like the lake. Basically, you open up the back porch door, and it's like the second floor, and you just saw the lake, and I was like, okay, this is a nice place. Um, and there was a huge like sectional couch, and so it was so huge, like the 9 people were able to sit on the couch, and then there was this like square ottoman, and that was basically my table for. To be fair, they did give me some alternatives for where, and I'm like, surprisingly, I think this will probably be both the most comfortable for everybody. Sometimes at like a table, there isn't like enough table space for everybody or chairs for everybody to sit around, and I'm like, I think everybody will fit on this couch, and I was like, okay, perfect. And I ended up doing the entire show kneeling and using this ottoman, this gigantic square ottoman, as a table. But no, it was a really good time. I had structured a show with like a handful of custom tricks for them that I sprinkled out into the first like 45 minutes. And they only booked me for like 45 minutes, but I ended up after we passed that, I asked the husband who booked me. It's like everybody's having fun, and so hey, do you want me to stay longer? And so everybody was super cool. Everybody was super chill. They're like a lot younger than me. Um, and so Eroom says sounds cool. Yeah, I know. It was actually a really fun time. So I ended up staying almost double the amount of time that I was booked, but with the understanding, because there was also like a scheduling, I was able to be flexible for a starting time for them too. So with the understanding that basically I was definitely looking for like a 5-star review on Gig Salad, which by the way I did end up getting, and then I also got a tip, so that was nice too. And so it was super fun, and it was super cool, and I was able to do something super special for the couple. And yeah, it was just a good time. I don't really want to get into too many specifics because like I don't want to dox anybody, right? Like that's kind of the issue with talking about like real life gigs on a Twitch stream. But other than that, I did retheme a bunch of tricks, and one of them I did. I think people on stream here would be super proud. I did Restless Lady, but themed as like a pet joining a family. It's just like, yes. Eroom has requested Invisible Deck. Eroom, thank you for that request. Let me go ahead and do that now. So the Invisible Deck is a trick that I told myself I would only do once per stream. And so, let's go ahead and begin. Alright, I have a deck of cards here, but I'm going to send it through the internet pipes. Eroom, I'm going to send this to you through the internet pipes right now. It should take about 3 seconds to get there. So, I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Now, alright, I don't know if you know, but it's traveling through the internet pipes right now. Eroom, when you get it, catch it, and you might not be able to see it, but it is invisible. Once you get it, go ahead and open the deck, pull the cards out of the deck, and then spread through the deck and find a card, pull it out, remember what it is, turn it around, and put it back into the deck. Close up the cards, put the cards back into the box, and then send the box back to me through the internet pipes. Let me know once you've put it in, and then I'll have to diaper catch it too, like with your yeah football catch. And then once you've done that, we will go ahead and proceed with the magical portion of the trick. Sent back. Okay, all right. Whoa, whoa. Okay, hold on, hold on. I think I see it's coming. And okay, all right, there you go. Wow, that was a very forceful throw, Eroom. Well done. You got a good arm there. So, all right. So now, E-Room, go ahead and tell me. You can say it in chat. The camera won't break away. You won't see me do anything fishy with the deck of cards at this point. Go ahead and tell me which card was it that you pulled out and turned around and put back in the deck. 4 of diamonds. To commemorate the signing of the new card for Snowy City. I see. All right, excellent. So, I don't know if you will believe me when I tell you that I can prove to you that this is the same deck that you sent back through the internet pipes. Because if I go ahead and I open the deck just like this, and if we spread through the cards, I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually one card facing in the opposite direction. One card, that one. And so one card, see all these are Praha Victus, welcome in, how's it going? I know. What? And so what are the odds that this will match your card E-Room? If you're doing the existential math, I guess 2% doesn't seem like that is that impressive. Certainly it's impossible. But knowing that it's a magic trick, you probably, yeah, 2%, right? 52 to 1. Knowing that's a magic trick, would you not believe that it is 100% that this is the 4 of diamonds? 51 to 1, lol. Yeah, I'm just rounding. It's about 4%, right? It's about 4%. No, is it 2%? No, sorry. Did I do the math wrong? Oh man, it's about 2. Man, I'm bad at math today. But I'm okay at this trick today. That's all that matters. Well done. Is this a joke, says Bro? Welcome in, Praha Victor. What do you mean? Was this a joke? Uh, thank you kindly for the applause. Keo Demon, thank you for the claps. E-Room. Was a card signed 17 minutes ago? Yes. Yes, Bert. Thank you for asking. A card was indeed signed probably about 15 minutes ago, but we got it. We covered it. So anyway, Praha Victus, welcome in. First time chat, seems like. Um, I mean, you not talk each other. Oh, no. No, so nothing was set up. Actually, if you had requested this trick, Praha Victus, you would have been able to make all the decisions, and you would realize, no, nothing is set up here. So nothing is set up here. Everything that you see is sleight of hand, blood, sweat, and tears, and practice. So, but anyway, my name is Nam. If you haven't met me before, I am also known as Crazy Asian, spelled this weird way on Twitch, and I like to do sleight of hand card magic, and you can also request tricks. I have a trick list. It's actually a streamer song list, but I don't have any songs in there. It's all tricks. So people in chat can request tricks as well. All right, next up we have a request from Keo Demon. Thank you for the request, Keo. And actually, I think, let me just double check really quick. I think this might be a boss trick. Let me just, because I think it is. And by the way, guys, I think last time I missed a boss trick. I did add it to the counter after the fact, but let me see here. Yeah, so actually Too Many Cards was on the boss trick list a couple of weeks ago, and we did it last week. So, but yeah, McDonald's Aces. So here we go. We have a boss. So, Keo Demon, you found a boss. Thank you kindly for requesting a boss trick. List? Oh, yes. So, in the chat, Praha Victus, there is a trick list. It's www.streamersonglist.com/t/crazyasian/songs. But that is my trick list. I've co-opted a StreamerSonglist to be able to allow chat to request tricks instead of song. I'm not a musician. I'm a magician. So, all right, the ad break is finishing now. All right, excellent. And so, let's go ahead and get ready for McDonald's Aces. All right, welcome back from the ad break, everybody. Yeah, ever since we introduced Seribot, it has been way easier for me to keep track of when ads are happening or not. So I know that when I'm playing like an action video game or something, it's probably tough. I won't be able to pause in between things. But for the magic, we can certainly take a break and wait for people to come back from the ad break. So, but anyway, everybody should be back, I believe, now. And so let's go ahead and perform. Let's see here. We are going to need the aces. Let's go ahead and find all the aces here. All right. So with this trick, we are going to go ahead and lay all of the aces into 4 different piles. We're going to need to place 3 cards onto each ace, like so. And here's what we're going to do. First things first, let's go ahead and make this ace disappear. So you still see that the ace of hearts is there, but I don't know if you can tell, it's now gone. Actually, if we look at all of these, none of them are aces. Over here, we'll see this one. And of course, let's go ahead and, because now this is gone as well. None of those are aces either. And the last one, well, we'll just blow it away now. It's very quick. And where are all of those aces? Well, we knew that the ace of spades was down here. And I don't know if you can tell, but it may appear as though that this card might look like the ace of spades. And this one might also look like the ace of spades. This one might look like the ace of spades, and this one might look like the ace of spades as well, but actually all 4 aces are here. And that, my friends, is a slight variation, I guess, on McDonald's aces, but for the most part, I think stays true to the trick. So there we go. But good news, I didn't mess it up. And so we can say we beat the boss. There we go. And also I can check it off of the spreadsheet, which is super important there. And thank you so much for that request, Keo, and thank you for keeping me honest as far as keeping me improving and getting better at magic, along with everybody else who has ever requested a trick that I've had difficulty on. So I'm also going to put this out there. I'm pretty sure Charlie's Beats has probably found the most boss tricks. I'm just going to put it out there. I think Charlie has probably found the most. I think for a while there was just like a stretch where like Charlie would just um, request like all the tricks that I didn't do for a while. I think he does that for like music streamers too. He does that and requests like songs that they haven't played for a while. But yeah. So there we go. Let's see. Currently, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Now's a good time. The trick list is pinned in chat, so I believe you just have to be a follower. Following is free on Twitch, so. All right, there we go. So, let's see. One trick that I think I definitely want to do tonight is let me see here. Restless Lady. And actually, I came up with a different way to theme it. Um, Basically, for the gig on Thursday. So, the birthday girl is a fan of animals and cats, and so I was like, oh, how could I do this trick? And I was like, oh, wait a second, and I came up with an amazing way to retheme it, and so I would like to present it that way for you guys, um, and so you can kind of see what I did with it. Importantly, it's about furry four-legged friends, and so if anybody out there has pets, hopefully this will resonate with you guys. All right. So here we go. Um, Here we have a family. The family is going to be represented by the Six of Hearts, the Seven of Hearts, the Eight of Hearts, and the Nine of Hearts. In this case, they are a loving family. And then Four of Clubs, because the clubs might look like maybe animal paws, whether it's a cat or a dog. And this family just got this new pet. And so this pet, let's say it's a cat. The cat, when it first joins the family, it acts all aloof, and perhaps it doesn't want to hang out with the family. But in this case, somebody in the family just goes to pet the cat, and the cat then comes to hang out with the family. And so here's the interesting thing, though, that cat now does eventually get tired and will want to go to sleep. And so the family then leaves the cat alone for a little bit. However, after a while, the cat desires some companionship and says, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and hang out with my new family." And so here, yeah, Kyo's got the emotes. I don't know if you can tell, but that cat has come back to hang out with the family. But then the cat does need to go use the litter box because, as we all know, cats do need to use the litter box. But maybe late at night, somebody decides to go over and pet the cat's head, and instead of going to sleep in its own bed, it ends up falling asleep on that person's lap. And so here, the cat then comes to sleep on their lap. Now, of course, one person still has not made friends with the cat. In this case, the Nine of Hearts. And so the Nine of Hearts comes over to pet the cat, and the cat ends up being around them all the time. Not only that, if you attempt to go see anybody else, you end up seeing the cat there, the cat there, the cat here, the cat there, and of course the cat will end up appearing over here too. And so now the cat basically just feels like the cat owns the place, right? So now the cat does go missing for a few hours, probably exploring all the nooks and crannies of the house. But the entire family decides, well, it seems like the cat is doing well and is basically adjusting and getting used to the entire family. And so Within a couple more days, the cat fully integrates into the family because the cat now isn't just a strange cat that they adopted. The cat is now part of the loving family. And that, my friends, is the four-legged furry animal version of this trick. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room, Keo Demon, Felden Kane, and thank you for the applause as well, E-Room. And yeah, so I know that Keo Demon is a fan of cats because Keo Demon has two. And then E-Room, is that your lucky girl? Is that your cat? And then let's see here. And then for anybody who has a dog or a cat at home, one's in chat if you have a cat or a dog at home. I used to have a cat, and then actually a few years ago she passed away. She lived a long life, we believe. Um, Erom says, "Yes, my cat, one of 12. Lol." Erom, are you the guy equivalent of a cat lady? Is this trick about you actually? instead of uh, instead of the one cat, it's actually 12 cats. All right, cat dad. Lol. Yep. Awesome. Yeah, I think I've seen two of your cats probably on your stream. I didn't realize you had so many. All right. So yeah, that was one of the custom tricks I did for the gig on Thursday. I did another trick. It was play it straight triumph, and I revealed happy birthday. But actually, it was happy birthday and then the name of the birthday girl. But I actually discovered something new. I actually spread the cards so that we could pull out happy birthday, and I actually hid the cards at the end that revealed the name, and it basically said happy birthday, and then let's pretend the person's name was Sam. And so I would have hid Sam and just showed happy birthday. Everybody reacted already crazily because it's like happy birthday, and then I was like in the heat of the moment, I was like, wait, if I delay just for a second, let people experience this moment of magic, then I can give them a second moment of magic when I reveal the name. And so I was like, wait, hey, that's not the only thing. Let me go ahead and spread the remaining cards, and assuming their name was Sam. Look, there's S, A, and M. And then everybody went wild, and I was like, whoa! And I'm like, wow, that's actually a really brilliant way to deal with and handle that. Oh, thank you for whoever placed this heat map on my armpit. That was a good place to place it because it was very hot out today. But in the meantime, I guess let me go ahead and delicious. I'm gonna say I probably have never eaten a heat map from my armpit before. That's a new one. So thanks whoever tapped on the screen or clicked on desktop. By the way, for anybody who was curious about that or you didn't know what it was, so whenever we do tricks, sometimes I have chat click on a card. If you're on desktop, you can go ahead and click directly on the screen now, and it should place a marker on the card that you select. So if anybody wants to click on the screen, feel free. You can. This is a good time. I wasn't planning on doing a trick with this, but we can if you guys would like. So look, whoever clicked here, I can see that you clicked right there. And so let me try and pull out that. I believe it is this one. There we go. Okay, so here's the selection. All right. So I'm going to close my eyes, turn my head, and we'll go ahead and show you guys this card. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back down. Open my eyes, turn my head back. All right. Hopefully somebody's got it. And if not, this is going to be a very poor trick. Let's go ahead and lose it in the middle of the deck. Anybody want to confirm that you've got it? An ad break is starting soon. Oh, we got to speed run this. Okay. Let me go ahead and eat this heat map here. Got it. All right. Thanks, E-Room. Okay, cool. So we're going to lose it. I don't have any breaks or anything. People can even cut it. And here's what I end up doing with this trick. So I now tell them, I'm going to read your eyes, but even if you see your card, don't react. And then we go ahead and proceed to watch their eyes. Now, I don't know if you know, but I tell this story about, you can't control your pupils dilating or anything. And so I keep on basically dealing. And then at some point when I sense that their card is nearby, I tell them, all right, I bet you the next card that I turn over will be your card. And the card that I turn over is indeed their card. In this case, the 10 of clubs. And I turn that face down. All right, can you just confirm for me the 10 of clubs was indeed the card that was selected this time? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah! All right, there we go. Okay. And I don't know if I beat the ad break, but it was like I basically revealed the ending and then the ad break kicked in. So, yup, it is. Thank you, Praha Victus. Nice, as E-Room adds. E-Room. Feldon Kane added a quote. You can't control your pupils dilating. I mean, look, if that isn't like the cheesiest come online ever, you know how like there's that really bad one where it's like, why are your pants are so shiny, and like I don't know, it almost comes off as that. It's like when I walk into the room, you can't control your pupils dilating. I suppose there's a couple of levels of of references you have to understand there, but uh that's got to be like a worst pickup line or something. Anyway, thanks for quoting that Feldon. Ay ay ay. I like uh I like cutting cheese. It's true. When I say cutting cheese, I mean I do enjoy slicing du fromage so that I can consume it. But I don't know if you guys know, flatulence is a sign of good health. I don't know about you, but everybody farts. I don't know if you... All right. Um, Welcome back from the ad break. I think people are coming back from the ad break now. Praha Victor says, I have a quest. You have a quest or you have a request? Go ahead and let us know. Want to do a challenge? I don't know. It depends. I would like you to tell me the challenge first, and then I will decide whether I accepted the challenge or not. I don't want to blindly accept a challenge and then you tell me something impossible. But okay, okay, check this. All right, Praha Victus. All right, says I tell you a card. All right, go on. I'm interested. I'm listening. Well, I guess I'm reading, but you know what I mean. But also, in the meantime, if anybody wants to see more magic, the queue is empty. Feel free to request. Okay. And Praha Victus, want a card, and I want it side up on the deck. Okay. So Praha Victus, there is already a trick. Example. Yeah. Okay. I think there's already a trick that is something that you are asking. So, Keo, I just saw your request for the clear card coin matrix. So let me just double check and make sure I have the clear cards. I should have them somewhere, but I may do this other one that I think Praha Victus is, and then we'll do the clear card coin matrix. So, assuming I didn't misplace the clear cards, and if I did, I might have to improvise with some sleeves. I have plenty of sleeves. I don't know where I put the clear cards here. They should be here. All right, hang tight. I mean, Lord knows I have enough clear card sleeves. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put in. So the trick is called Triumph. So I'm going to go ahead and put Triumph into the list. And we'll do that one next. And then we'll do Clear Card Coin Matrix. All right. So first things first. We need a card selected. At this point, it doesn't matter that I know what it is. So let's go ahead and choose the 8 of diamonds. There it is. The 8 of diamonds. Importantly, you guys just saw the deck. There's no duplicate 8 of diamonds. This could be signed. So I'm going to go ahead and place the 8 of diamonds here into the middle of the deck. And then, of course, we are going to give the deck a shuffle. And so we will really lose it into the middle of the deck there. But importantly, we're going to do the weirdest shuffle that you have ever seen at this point, because we're going to go ahead and shuffle face up into face down cards. And so here, let me go ahead and shuffle face up into face down cards. If you have OCD, now is a wonderful time to look away, because we are going to be pushing face up into face down cards. And here we go. Okay. There we go. Now, just to show you how crazily messed up this is, here's some cards that are face up. Here's some cards that are face down. And so, there you go. And just to show you, so this is how messed up it is. Here's a back to a front. Here's a front to a back. There's even a back to a back. So, I mean, that's, yeah. But, I don't know if you know, we can fix this. So I have a light shining on this, and if you saw that there's a shadow, I am going to go ahead and use the shadow of my hand. And the shadow is actually going to do some work right now. It doesn't look like I'm doing much. I'm just waving my fingers. But the shadow is actually fixing every single card in the deck. The shadow will now fix every card so that it faces... Every single card should now be facing in the same direction. Every single card except for one. I guess you can't see the rest of these, but every single card except for one card facing in the right direction. Can you guys guess what this card is? I'll give you one guess. If you guessed the 8 of diamonds, you are correct. And if you guessed anything else, you weren't paying attention since the beginning of the trick. Oh, hold on, wait. Let me make this a smiley face. Hold on. There you go. Smiley face to you guys. Ta-da! There you go. All right, Praha Victus, did that satisfy your desire for having a card facing in the opposite direction? Because I think that's what this trick is typically known for. So, but that was Triumph. Yeah, it was. All right, there you go. Yep, that's the trick. I didn't make it up. I just know how to do it. But it already existed, so yeah. But yeah, it's called Triumph, and well, actually, I just took it out of the list, but it's the man that we attribute with developing it. His name was Di Vernon, or some people call him Dave Vernon, but a lot of people call him Di Vernon. All right, and Keo Demon has also redeemed Uno cards. All right, well, we can't do the clear card coin matrix with Uno cards, so we will have to do a follow-up trick with Uno cards. And then E-Room has redeemed Scandalous Shuffle. Pharaoh shuffle together any two decks of your choice while blindfolded, not looking, etc. What? E-Room. Okay, alright, hold on. I have to do this Scandalous Shuffle for E-Room. For anyone who doesn't know, Scandalous Shuffling is shuffling two decks that don't go together. Scandalous Shuffle. Alright, let me just throw that in there. Okay, and hold on, before I forget, actually, Uno cards. Alright. So, alright. So you know what? I'm gonna do the clear card coin matrix first, and then we will do the Scandalous Shuffle, and then we will do something with Uno cards. Capiche? Capiche. Alright. Alright, I'm just doing one final check to see if I can find where these clear cards are, because if I can't find them, then that means I'll have to find them later off stream, and I don't remember where I would have put them. So I might be at a loss here. Alright. So I guess we're gonna have to use card sleeves. Pharaoh shuffle. Okay, alright. So, alright. First order of business. I'm gonna pull out 4 card sleeves so you don't think that it is anything fishy. Now, for anybody who has seen me use the clear cards, I actually do have clear cards. These are not it. I just can't find them right now. So we have to improvise. And so so these are card sleeves. Normally a card could fit inside to protect it. But for now, I'm using them as the clear cards for the clear card coin matrix. Okay, and so I'll just leave those over there for a second. Let me just go ahead and place the 4 coins out into the 4 corners of the rectangle. And so here, and now with the 4 quote-unquote clear cards, we're going to go ahead and cover each coin with a card sleeve. And so here we now have a clear card sleeve covering each coin. This is probably, by the way, one of the most ridiculous ways that I've ever done this trick, by the way. So, Keo Demon, thank you so much for the request, and this is like a challenge version. All right, and so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and make this coin jump from here to there. I know some people think that they'll be able to see something, but actually we're gonna go ahead and 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can tell, but look, that has jumped from here to there. And now this one, we can go ahead and make this one jump from here to there. Okay, 1, 2, and I don't know if you can tell, but look, that has now jumped from there to here. And now this last one, make this one jump from here. 1, 2, and 3. And now importantly, I don't know if you can tell, but some people suspect that there's something off with the cards, and you can fully inspect both sides of the cards, and there's nothing suspicious right there, my friends. And so everything's fully examinable at this point. And there you go. That was the really rough version of clear card coin matrix because I can't find my clear cards. So there you go. And Keo Demon, I know that you play Magic the Gathering, because actually I've lurked a little bit in your Magic the Gathering streams. So clear card sleeves, there you go. That is a new one. That's actually maybe a world's first, as far as I know. Nobody has used clear card sleeves for this trick. How are they, by the way? How are these, or how are the streams? I mostly just listening to your streams, but these sleeves are terrible. These are penny sleeves, or we used to call them penny sleeves. Maybe due to inflation, they're maybe a penny and a half now or something. Oh, I don't know how I feel about my IRL streams. Oh, I see. Yeah, the thing is, it's like, I don't know, like it feels like hanging out with you without actually hanging out with you, like there. So it's because it's less interaction, especially like when you guys are out at the restaurant. It feels more okay, I think, when it's just at like at your table at home or something, because then you guys read chat and stuff. I know you read chat even when you're at the restaurant, but it's not as interactive. But in either case, I mean, if that's where you can play Magic, that's where you can play Magic. That we do, man. Fair, yeah, yeah. I mean, everybody is on Twitch for a different reason, right? When I first started hanging out on Twitch, I didn't know what I wanted, right? I just kind of was like, oh, let me hang out, whatever. And then I discovered music streams. I'm like, oh, these are so cool. And then I was hanging out in like big streams, little streams, and then eventually I mostly just hang out in little streams now because it feels like hanging out to me. Um, I hang out less in big streams because it doesn't feel like hanging out in those streams anymore. It just feels like I'm observing or watching. Like I want to hang out. Like that's basically what I'm saying. All right, that was the clear card coin matrix. All right, next up we have a scandalous shuffle for E room, but I have to not look. But I presume I can choose the decks first. And you know what? Since we're going to be using the Uno cards next, why don't I choose Uno cards as one of the decks, just to save myself a little bit of effort. Oh, you know what? Ugh. I know that Eroom wants to torture me, so this is probably the most torturous thing I can think of. So first, let's show everybody the Uno cards. So here are Uno cards. They're basically cards from the card game Uno. So there's 4 colors, like there are 4 suits. There's a bunch of numbers, like there are ranks in a regular deck of cards. And there's like a few other cards like draw, to, skip, and reverse, which are very similar to face cards in a regular deck. And then I have a regular deck of playing cards, but it is by far not shaped like a regular deck of playing cards. And for anybody who's never seen this deck before, I very rarely pulled it out for good reason. And it is not officially on the list, but there is a deck called the Triangle deck. And the Triangle deck looks an awful lot like this. Now, for anybody who does card magic, rectangular cards are pretty much the tried and true normal cards. I think you can probably get away with square cards because they're similar enough. And as we said earlier, squares are rectangles. But these are triangular, and these are messed up. Okay, this is so hard. I have done some tricks with these, but now I have to attempt to do a scandalous shuffle, and I'm imposing this restriction on myself with triangle cards and Uno cards, not looking with my eyes closed. So here we go. All right, and I don't think I'll be able to do a Pharaoh shuffle, mostly because I don't want to destroy mostly the triangle cards, because I can replace the Uno cards for pretty cheap, but the triangle cards are not. Hold on. All right, let me see if I can even remotely attempt a Pharaoh shuffle with even the triangle deck. I don't even think it's possible. Like, oh, they're not even the same thickness. Okay, but so a Pharaoh shuffle. I'll show you guys a regular Pharaoh shuffle. Actually, can I just do one with the? Here's what a Pharaoh shuffle might look like with just the same kind of deck. So I just push them in together just like that. But with the triangle cards, it's basically Not doable. All right, so here we go. Not looking. Going to attempt to push them together, but not too forcefully because I don't want to destroy the triangle cards. Okay, there we go. I don't even know how well the weave is, honestly. I think by definition, you wouldn't necessarily be able to do two different decks to Pharaoh into each other. They'd have to at least be the same like material and the same thickness and everything. These cards are not even the same thickness. All right, I'm going to open my eyes and look at the monstrosity for the holy crap. This is first of all not very good. All right, 90-second ad break. All right, great. E-Room's gonna miss the redeem. Glorious. No. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Ads. All right. That's okay. We're gonna do I think a riffle just so that we get a better weave, but so here's what it might look like. And by the way, a riffle with this is way more difficult. Just the triangle cards. The Uno cards obviously are just rectangular cards. Okay. Okay. All right. So here, oh, ad break is finishing now. All right. That's still not really that great, like in interlace, but that's what we got. So welcome back, E-Room. All I did was complained about how horrible this scandalous shuffle was. Nice one. So there was the weave, but that was a riffle. I did try and quote unquote Pharaoh, but I don't think you can Pharaoh with two types of different cards, different thicknesses, different materials, certainly different shapes. Thank you kindly for the applause. I appreciate that because I don't know if you realize how difficult literally just using the triangle cards are. The triangle cards are a menace to society. The triangle cards are a virus growing inside my card box. The triangle cards are a deadly spore wanting to spread itself into this other deck of Uno cards. Alright, this is probably the best interweave we're gonna get. So, there we go. Although, actually, from this... Wait. Can I do something? What happens if I were to spread the deck like this? It just kind of looks like rectangular cards. But it's interwoven with Uno and like red cards if I don't spread too much. But then when you look at it this way, ta-da! There's a triangle sticking out. Do you think I... ZD Major 7, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for giving ZD Major 7 a shout out. Guys, if you are not following ZD Major 7, thank you, ZD. ZD Major 7, you have resubbed for 34 months. ZD, this is a great time for you to resub because we also are doing, we opened up a new Twitch deck, and so you get to select a card to sign in the new Twitch deck. There's only like 6 of these that are taken, so most of the deck is open. So let me know if you would like to sign the same card you did before or a different one. Maybe a 7, right? Because ZD Major 7. Actually, let me see what 7s are available. 8. Oh, 8 of spades again. All right, 8 of spades again. That's fine. 8 of spades again. Very well then. Thank you kindly for the resub, ZD Major 7. And welcome in, Raiders. Let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, spelled this weird way on Twitch. I like to do sleight of hand card magic on Sundays, so here we are. I call it Sleight of Hand Sunday. And guys, for anybody who's not following ZD, please give ZD Major 7 a follow. ZD Major 7, musician, pianist, singer, VGM. Definitely a great time over there. So, and also Charlie's Beats is a mod for ZD Major 7, so definitely go hang out as well. All right, so let me write ZD major 7 here. Thank you for the resub, ZD. All right, we're going to go ahead and write it here. I'm going to go right across the middle. Z D major. I'm going to be extra careful because I don't want to mess up anybody. Durkee Blaine, thank you so much for the raid. All right, hold on. Let me focus on not messing up. ZD major 7. Major. Welcome in, Durkee Blaine. How's it going? It's magic time, says Durkee Blaine. Welcome in. How's it going? All right, let me just finish writing the 7 before I forget. All right. ZD Major 7, thank you so much for the raid and for the resub. Greatly appreciate it. There we go. The ZD Major 7 signed 8 of spades. And let's see here. Durkee Blaine, how's it going? How were double raid? How were your streams? How was your stream, ZD Major 7? And how was your stream, Durkee Blaine? What were you doing? First stream back in ages. It was much needed rough weekend. All right. Okay, let me do a trick for the raiders. And okay, so stream was low key, much needed and restful. I am so glad that Charles, no, sorry, Charlie's Beats has gifted a sub to Oh, guys, I don't know if you know, during a hype train, I have to do magic as fast as possible. All right, I was going to do a trick with ZD Major 7's card anyway. So here, I don't know if you know, ZD Major 7 has just signed the 8 of spades. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 8 of spades, place it in the middle of the deck here, and I don't know if you know, we're going to snap, and that brings the 8 of spades back up to the top of the deck. I know this is super weird, but we just got the power. We don't want to waste it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to place it back in the middle of the deck. And importantly, if we don't snap our fingers, that's not the card that's on the top. That's 7 of spades. But look, if I snap, that will bring ZD Major 7 signed 8 of spades back up to the top. I know, that's super weird. Some people think the magicians will do something sneaky, and I would say, you're right. So if you watch really closely, maybe you'll catch something. But I'm going to leave this sticking out. You'll know that I haven't done anything sneaky like swapping out a card because we can show you the signature ZD Major 7 signed card right there. I can take it, place it in the middle of this packet, grab this whole packet, place it in the middle of this packet. Importantly, some people think the magicians will hide it on the top. That's not your card. Some people think magicians hide it on the bottom. That's not your card either. But it's not until we snap. And that will bring ZD Major 7's card back up to the top. Wait. Oh, it's because I thought that ZD Major 7 was going to be a 7. But no, actually ZD Major 7 signed card is actually the... Hold on. Is actually the 8 of spades. Is that weird? That's super weird. Now, let's see. Alright, let's go ahead and do some magic with the 8s. Okay, let me find all the 8s here. Okay, so I have all the 8s. I want to do something interesting with the 8s. I want to turn them all face up, but only one card at a time. However, if I handed you guys the cards, nominative determinism can be tough sometimes. I know, right? Yeah, my apologies. But look, if I go ahead and if I was to hand you the cards, maybe we just turn them face up like that. That's not magical, so I'm not allowed to do it that way. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the packet, give it a magical twist. This magical twist will turn up one of the 8s. In this case, it'll be the 8 of hearts. So I'll wait for the emotes, or the, Thank you so much for the bits, ZD Major 7, for the 177 bits. Because look, here it's the 8 of hearts. But now don't look away. This is the part that's going to get people. If I hold the packet and give it a magical twist, 8 of hearts turns itself face down, 8 of clubs turns itself face up. I know, super weird. That's a little bit weird, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and hold the packet, give another magical twist. This magical twist will turn up the 8 of diamonds. Here we go. 8 of diamonds. Now some people say that the 8 of spades might be a little bit tired because we just used it for the last trick. And I don't know if you know, First, let me just show you all the cards are face down, right? But even if I give it a magical twist, some people would be like, "Oh, you gave it a magical twist," and I'd be like, "No, no, no. Well, it's tired because it doesn't." But look, even if we go two magical twists, some people are like, "Okay, it's not tired. It was offended because I wanted to show the 7 of spades and not the 8 of spades, and so now it's still defying me." But actually, thank you so much for the bits, Durkee Blaine, between ZD Major 7 bits and Durkee Blaine's bits, and both of their raids. Thank you guys so much. That 8 of spades will want to turn itself face up. Wow, says TJ Fox. All right. So next up, let me go ahead and Keo Demon. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Holy crap. Alright, I guess we're going to be doing magic, speedrun magic for a few more minutes. By the way, if anybody likes this song, this is a conglomerated version of 2 different versions. I'll wait for all the emotes to clear. Of an original by our mod GipsonLens. So we'll talk about that after the hype. Alright, so here we have 4 cards. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to show you how magicians would palm a card. Now, if I hide this card in my hand, certain angles you won't be able to see it. But if I expose the angle, you will be able to see that there's a card there. But this technique is a little bit different. This technique is called the invisible palm. And here's what I'm going to do. Even if I open up my fingers, you won't be able to see a card there. You won't be able to see it until I place it down on the table. And so there we go. Now here's the interesting thing. ZD Major 7 says, "Awesome, I'm going to put you on mobile and get ready for bed." Alright, ZD Major 7, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the resub. And thank you so much for bringing your community over. And thank you so much for all those stat alerts, everybody. So after the hype train music, everything is going to catch back up. Alright, I'm going to break a rule of magic. So normally we wouldn't do the exact same trick twice, but we're going to go ahead and do the exact same trick twice. Now, once again, if I go ahead and I palm this card, but poorly, you will be able to see the card. But if I palm it invisibly, it's there. You just won't be able to see it. Good morning, Stern. Welcome in. How's it going? Let me go ahead and reveal to you. So I could even turn my hand over, and that you think that it would expose something, and it would if you could see it, but it's invisible. You won't be able to see the card until I place it down on the table, which is when I want you to see it, and there it is. Now, remember this card for a second, the 7 of clubs. So I'm going to go ahead and place the 7 of clubs right here. And here, let me show you all the other cards. All right. I will go ahead and take the 7 of clubs, and we are going to go ahead and palm it off from the bottom of the deck, just like this. All right, I've palmed it. Here it is. It's right here. I can even, once again, expose. There you go. And I don't know if you know, you won't be able to see it until I place it down onto the table. And so here we go. I don't know if you can tell, but there it is. And so now this part may not be interesting to you, but once I reveal to you that this is indeed our 7 of clubs, hopefully you will. Thank you so much for the bits. What for the 100 bits, E-Room? Oh, thank you so much for the what was that? The message effect? What's sorry, I'm trying to see what. All right. Oh, we're at hype train level 3. All right. All right. I can't thank people yet. I have to continue doing fast magic. All right. So, all right. First things first. Let me go ahead and just find a card. Doesn't matter that I know what it is because yeah, you do it. Okay. So let me go ahead and reveal it to everybody that this is the 6 of diamonds. 6 of diamonds. And so here's the 6 of diamonds. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place the 6 of diamonds here in the middle of the deck. And I don't know if you know, but if I give the deck a little bit of a toss, it's going to spin around in the air, and then it will fly through my walls of my house, go around the world, and come back into my hand. And I know this is really hard to believe, but ready, 1, 2, and 3. Ah! Oh, it just landed. I don't know if you knew, but while it was flying around, it found the card, in this case, the 6 of diamonds, and flipped it over to the other side. I know, it doesn't make any sense, but look. There's actually one card facing the opposite direction. One card only, and that one card, if you tried to look at every other card, it is not that card. It is the 6 of diamonds. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Okay, let me find the other red 6, and we'll do something with the 2 red 6s and the 2 black 10s. You would not mix up the 2 red 6s and the 2 black 10s, right? And so here, let me have you follow the red 6 of diamonds, okay? So follow the red 6s. First things first, um, let me go ahead and place the 6 of diamonds here. Let me go ahead and place the other red 6, the 6 of hearts, over here. And the black 10s are here. But I'm going to do the swap. Ready? I'm going to grab them. Not physically, just spiritually. And I'm going to swap them. Now, if you don't think any magic happened, you should still believe that the red 6s are over here. But if you believe that I did do some magic, these are no longer red 6s. These are the black 10s. And these are the red 6s. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? That shouldn't happen. It's a little bizarre. All right. So once again, you would not mix up the black 10s or the red 6s. Let me go ahead and turn these face down. I'm going to place the 2 black 10s face up in between the 2 red 6s. And here we go. If I go ahead and hold the pack and give it a magical shake, this magical shake changes everything. I don't know if you know, but now the black 10s are not face up in the middle. The 2 red 6s are actually face up in the middle. I know, that doesn't make any sense, but let me just show you. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? So once again, let me just go ahead and show you that the 2 red 6s were face up in the middle. Now if I hold the pack and I shake, if I shake this, I don't know if you know, but now the 2 black 10s are face up in the middle. I know it doesn't make any sense, but look. Is that weird? That's super weird. And that is the conclusion of Hype Train. Thank you so much for the Hype Train, everybody. Thank you for all the support. Let me go back and, oh, wait, I got a thing too. Hold on. Choo choo. I don't even know what this is. What is this? Respectfully, no. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Let me go back and thank everybody properly. And man, this started with like 2 raids. So thank you so much for the raids, ZD Major 7 and Turkey Blaine. And thank you so much for the resub, ZD Major 7. And thank you so much for the gift sub, Charlie's Beats, to E-Room. And thank you so much for the bits, ZD Major 7, 177 bits. From ZD Major 7, thank you so much for the bits, Durkee Blaine. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs, Keo Demon. And thank you so much for the bits for the visual effect. And thank you so much for the 100 bits E-Room. Thank you guys so much. That was super fun. Thank you kindly for all the claps. Keo Demon, E-Room, Felden Kane, and Schaffer Stern. 90-second ad break is starting right now. Celebration. Woo! Whoop, whoop. Thank you for the celebration again, Praha Victus. All right. Okay. All right. Now I can breathe. All right, everybody. If you've been sitting around for a while and if you're not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Go ahead and hydrate. Hydrate. If anybody's wondering, I'm having my my favorite indigo punch tea tonight. So, but whew, okay, all right. So for anybody who didn't know, and for I guess, well, actually for anybody who doesn't know, they would probably be in the in the ad break right now, right? Okay, I should probably wait for for them to get back before I announce that. Basically, it was going to be the explanation of what that was, but that was a yeah. Okay, all right, and we still Andres. Welcome in, and thank you so much for the resub. Let's see here. And welcome in, Andres. I think people should be coming back from the ad break right about now. So welcome in, everybody. Or welcome back. And let me see here. So I just wanted to double check and make sure that we got everybody covered as far as like subs. So I know that ZD Major 7 signed the 8 of spades. Charlie's Beats has signed the ace of spades. And then, let's see here. Keo Demon has signed the 2 of spades. Wow, it just seems like everybody loves the spades in here. Let's see here. And then Andres, welcome in. How's it going? TJ Fox asks if there's a card in this. Yes, TJ Fox, you have signed the Queen of Hearts. So you're all set there. And then Andres, you just resubbed. So Andres, you get to sign a card. So Andres, you get to pick from all of these cards. Which one would you like to sign for the resub? That's what I thought. Yes, that is what you thought. I believe you were here when we basically switched over the deck, right? And so, but Andres, which card would you like to sign? These are the ones that are not taken. These are taken, so you won't be able to take it. But any one of these, Andres, for you, feel free. Oh, sorry, I just moved it. Did you click? Do you want to click again, or is that? Are you? Is this the Ace of Clubs? Do you want this one? Just double check before I sign it. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for the resub, Andres. And so Andres will be signing the Ace of Clubs. You know, A. Andres begins with A. Therefore, right? Makes sense. Right. So Uso, welcome in. How's it going? All right. We'll make sure it's Andres 000100. Okay. Is that Andres in binary? Sorry if anybody understood that joke, or you're welcome. Here, I'm just giving myself one of these. Hey! So, all right. On Dre. Okay, just making sure. All right, it is indeed 000100. Okay, okay. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay. Hi, how are you doing today? 110101111000011. I'm doing great. How about you? 011101011101110. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that resub, Andres. So here's Andres's newly signed Ace of Clubs. Now, there are some things in the. Thank you kindly for redeeming. But can I get one too? Sheffer Stern. Yeah, you. So I mean, the usual signed card is there. So you can either points, sub, bits, or did you want a joke? Did you want to? So Shaffer Stern walks up to me and asks, "What would you like to drink?" And I say, 1011101011011. Queen of Diamonds. So okay. Oh, you didn't want to sign a card. You didn't want one of those jokes. Okay, got it. Yes, Shaffer Stern, you may indeed get. Oh, Andre says 0000001000010101010. All right. All right, Shaffer Stern, thank you kindly for the redeem to sign a card, and you get to sign the Queen of Diamonds. Good pick, good pick. And so I will write Shaffer Stern underscore. We'll definitely put the underscore in there because I know how important it is to have the underscore. So here we go. Shaffer Stern. I don't want to mess this up. I will say, I think that my printing on playing cards has gotten better uh, over time. I probably shouldn't have said that because then I could have just jinxed myself, and now I'm just gonna mess up. Schaffer Stern. Okay. Oh, now I have to make the underscore pretty prominent here. Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. All right. Schaffer Stern has signed the Queen of Diamonds. All right. So, and Andres is right there. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for the redeems and the resubs and everything. Okay. All right. So, let me see here. I'm gonna need to put. Hold on. All right. Trick for Andres. I'm just gonna add these to the queue as generic, like trick for person, cause and then trick for Scheffer's turn. First turn. Okay. All right. Okay, cause I need to do an Uno card trick, and then I need to do Troublebacker, and then I need to do Illogical Conclusion, and then we'll do a trick for Andres, and then we'll do a trick for Scheffer's turn, using their new cards. So usually after somebody signs a card, I like to use their card in a trick, but I do feel like we do have to catch up with. Oh my God, I forgot. The hype train started during the middle of a scandalous shuffle. Luckily, these are a different size, different shapes even, and I could get all of the triangle cards out of the Uno cards. Oh my God, that felt like, what was that, 20 minutes ago? I don't remember. All right. Okay. So, um, thank you. Oh, thank you, Shefferstern, for redeeming. All right. Let me go ahead and find some cards to use. Let's see here for a trick. Let me see here. Okay, we have 2 and 4. Okay, let me take out one of these. Okay, so there's only 4 wild cards here. Okay. And here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and place, let me see here. Oh, so here, let me go ahead and, so wild card, wild card. So those two were draw 4. And this one's a regular wild, and this one's a regular wild. So I'm going to place all of the wild cards out here like this. And then let me go ahead and, by the end of the trick, hopefully I'll get all of the wild cards together. But in order to do that, let's go ahead and place onto each pile 3 cards like this. Boom, 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 boom. And then we'll square up. Okay, now I'm going to try and get those wild cards to hop down here. Ready? 1, 2, and I'll take this one and place it down here. Because now if I show you in this pile, there's actually no wild cards here. That wild card has jumped down here. Now we knew that one of them was down here. And here's a couple of other cards. But actually, that wild card has jumped down here. Alright, next one. Now if I show you that this pile no longer has any wild cards. But now if I show you in here, there's actually another wild card right there. Is that weird? That's weird, huh? Then this last one, grab this, place it there. While I'm here, let me grab this heat map and eat it. Delicious. All right. I don't know if you can tell, but look, we have 1 wild draw 4, 2 wild draw 4, 3 wild, and 4 wild. Now, some people might be thinking, oh, this is a sleight of hand trick, and to that I would say, you're right, you're right. Let me go ahead and I'll take it, one of the wild cards, and place it in here. So we now have just these 3, but we're going to go ahead and draw that other one from this pile into this pile. 1, 2, and... I don't know if you can tell, but look, we now have a draw 4 wild, a draw 4 wild, a regular wild, and the other regular wild, because if I show you, there's actually no wild cards in this pile, and they have all ended up in the same pile at the end. And that, my friends, is a trick with Uno cards. Thank you so much for that redeem. I believe that was Keo, right? Keo, yeah, Keo requested Uno cards like 40 minutes ago. Sorry for the delay. But I mean, there was so much excitement. There was like 2 raids, a hype train, everybody signing cards. I mean, that was very exciting. So thank you guys. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room, Sheffer Stern. All right. Okay, next up we have a trick called Troublebacker. I actually don't get to do this trick, I think, as often as I'd like to do. Oh no, please tell me that I didn't misplace the thing. Well, actually, I guess I don't need the thing. I just need to go get cards from regular decks here. Alright, hang tight. Hang tight, everybody, while I get ready to rumble! Sorry, has anyone ever heard those words not in reference to wrestling? I'm just curious. Okay, alright. Here we go. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and I want to show you that they're not all the same. We have the black 8s and 9s, and then 2 red ones, in this case, the King of Hearts and the Queen of Hearts. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and lay these out like this, and uh, we will take this, the King of Hearts, and place it back into this packet. I don't know if you can tell, but look, the King of Hearts has actually jumped over here. And so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, but now I'm going to go ahead and grab the Queen of Hearts and place her back into this packet. And I don't know if you can tell, but look, she is here. And now here's the interesting thing about this. I don't know if you can tell, but you can tell these cards by looking at them on the faces, because these cards are black spot cards on the faces, and these two are red face cards. And I don't know if you can tell either, but you can also tell that these cards are different on the backs, because these cards are blue on the back, but these cards are red on the back. And that, my friends, is a Troublebacker. And if you were here, you can inspect the card yourself. It is exactly as you see them here. All right. Okay. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room Shefferstern. All right. Let's see here. Okay, next up is a trick called Illogical Conclusion. TJ Fox asks, do you ever run out of tricks? Great question, TJ Fox. Oh, an ad break is starting soon. All right, I'm not going to start this next one until after the ad break. But TJ Fox, on my entire trick list, I have like 80 tricks or so, maybe a little bit more now. Um, and when we hit 100, sorry, when we hit 1,000 followers here on Twitch, I did a stream where I basically did every single trick on the trick list. And do you know how long that took? To perform all of the tricks on stream on the trick list was 4.5 hours. The stream itself was like over 5 hours because I did chill a little bit afterwards, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I did it! Like amazing! Like um, no way, TJ Fox. Yes way. So yeah, it's true. 90-second ad break. All right, we are starting the ad break. Incredible. Just blew my mind. Mind blown. Yes. So long story short, I normally share the VODs on YouTube, but this one I don't know if I wanted to make it public or not. So I actually haven't published it. It's but uh importantly, everybody who was there during the celebration, I mean, I think you guys knew the VOD was up in on Twitch for like a while. I don't know if it's probably past retention now, but um yeah, I was like thinking maybe I should make a DVD of it someday and sell the DVD because it's a lot of tricks. So yeah, every single trick on the trick list. I average about 15 tricks per like 2 hour stream, 2.5 hours. So I have by the way, I have a stream spreadsheet. If anybody didn't know, I have a stream spreadsheet, an inside stream spreadsheet. I see how many tricks I normally do. Sometimes I'll go really fast. Sometimes I go like a lot slower. There's a lot of chatting with chat, but like, you know, um, just kind of depends. But yeah, I was able to do every trick on the trick list in 4.5 hours. I had to keep a very like heavy pace, and I basically had to ignore all the ad breaks. Like I just couldn't. I just basically kept on going, just keep on trucking. So, um, but yeah, no, it was a challenge, but I was super proud of myself afterwards. So, I mean, maybe if we make it to 2K followers, maybe I'll do it again. And by then, there'll be more tricks on the trick list because I have added some. Um, anyway, the ad break is finishing now. So let me go ahead and Sheffer Stern says it was amazing. Thank you, Sheffer Stern. Yeah, Sheffer Stern was there. I think we saw a lot of faces. I mean, the fact that I had like a 5 hour stream, there's just so many people. Oh, E-Room, I was muted. How long was I muted? Just for a second? Or we're just going to start the trick over because then I guess you probably missed my introduction to the trick. Redo! Alright, cool. We're going to do a from the top, even though I don't think I should be penalized for the... I didn't mess it up, per se. I guess I didn't mess up the trick. I messed up the stream technical stuff. Alright. Beth Guided Sorta says, oh, okay, it's not just me then. Oh, yeah, no. That was... I definitely saw when I looked down, I'm like, I am muted. Why am I muted? I don't know. Yeah. How do we know? I mean, look, Charlie. You don't. That's it. That's it. That's the end of story. You don't. Maybe I am lying. Maybe I'm using it as a perfect cover up. Like I don't know. It's just magic. Says Chef Stern. Okay. I thought it was me. Oh, 2 minutes or so. All right. Okay. So yeah. Nope. I did indeed do a live stream, and I did do every trick on the trick list. It took 4.5 hours. The stream was like 5 hours because I hung out a little bit afterwards, relishing in my accomplishment, even though I was tired. But yes, so there you go. And then incredible. Hi Kyo. It was amazing. Thanks for being there, Chef Stern. Um, and then Irun was like muted, and then now, okay, now we're caught up. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. So here we go. We have 8 cards. Now, what I want to do with these 8 cards, I'm going to place them into 2 different piles. And so here, I'm not going to show you any of these 4 cards. I will show you all of these 4 cards. And I want you to keep track in your mind of how many black spot cards you see, red spot cards, red face cards, and black face cards. All right. And if you missed that, that's okay. We're going to do this again, but just to give you a fair shot, I'm going to go ahead and swap some cards from this pile with this pile. So we're going to start by first swapping 1 card with 1 card. Just like this. And now I'll count through this pile again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to swap 2 cards. 1, 2. And now we'll count through these cards again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're gonna swap 3 cards this time. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're just going to swap 1 card for this last phase. And then we'll count through these 4 again. So how many of each type of card did you see? I think you should have just seen all black face cards. And I'll even show you these 4 right now. So what kinds of cards were these? Do you think that they're also all black face cards? Do you think that they are red face cards? Black spot cards? Red spot cards? I don't know. You don't have to answer in chat, but just think in your mind. Think of an answer. And it will probably be wrong unless you've seen this trick before, in which case. TJ Fox says, I'm thinking! Alright, TJ Fox. Alright, I won't rush you. Thinking. You know, I do that too sometimes. Actually, so I should have pronounced it. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Thinking. Alright. I mean, I think I got it the first time, but lol. All right. So, I think if you guys guessed black face cards, that would be a comedy joke on you guys, because I could just have 8 black face cards and some duplicates, right? I'm a magician. I have 50 bajillion decks of cards. I have like 50 bajillion decks of cards right behind me. But no, that's not it. Maybe you thought, they're just black spot cards, or red face cards, or red spot cards, and I just didn't let you see them. Well, you know what? I think that'd be a very good guess. And in most circumstances, I think you'd probably be correct. But in this case, you're not, because these cards don't exist. These cards aren't actually cards at all. Bert asks, was there a premium deck 33 minutes ago? No, there was not. But also, I have been catching up with the with the trick list. So actually, I'm going to put premium deck into the cue so we don't forget. But anyway, there you go. So that is an illogical conclusion. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Not at all. Not at all. Okay. All right. Next up, we need to do a trick for Andres with Andres' newly signed card, and then a trick for Shufflestern with Shufflestern's newly signed cards, and then a trick with a premium deck of cards. Thank you kindly for the claps, Charlie's beats, and the signed card. Yes, we did sign a card, and that's what we have to we have to catch it back up on. So yeah. So let's pull out the um, Twitch deck once again. Okay, so here we go. First up, we have Andres, and Andres is going to, let me see here. Andres is going to encounter 4 devils. Yes, that's right. Here we go. Andres is going to encounter 4 devils, which will be represented by the 4 jacks. And so here, I don't know if you know, but Andres going to be living on Earth over here while these 4 devils look at him from below. Then they try and pull Andres down into the underworld, here into the 2nd level of hell. But Andres has seen this trick before, and so Andres knows how to escape. And so he goes into the devil's elevator, presses the elevator button, doors close, and he's able to get up to the topmost level here and escape. However, the devils all say, "Hey, Andres, you should come back." And so they beckon Andres, and he cannot defy them. And so they now put Andres here in the 3rd level of hell, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. And of course, Andres knows how to get out. Finds the devil's elevator, presses the elevator button. The elevator goes up and up and up. And then finally, Andres is on the top level, which is the easiest one to escape from. Then the devils all say, "Oh, he's escaping too much. We need Andres to come back and then put him deeper." So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th level of hell. And so once again, Andres is going to go ahead and press the elevator button in the devil's elevator. And of course, Andres will be able to escape, getting up to the topmost level. However, the devils all now conspire, and they're all looking at each other. Hey, we need to find a way to get this Andres back. And they decide to all jump on him and place him in the 5th level of hell. Just like so. But Andres knows how to get out. Presses the elevator button. Elevator goes from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now Andres is on the top. And that, my friends, is... The trick is called Little Devil for Andres. Andres, thank you so much for the resub. Greatly appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Kelly, for the claps. Andres, E-Room, Shefferstern. Okay. All right. Let me see here. What trick can we do for Shefferstern? Okay. Let me see here. I know. Let me find this Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And Andre says redeem tarot cards. All right. I'm going to go ahead and add tarot cards to the queue just so I don't forget. So, tarot cards for Andres. Okay. And of course, Andres, if you have a question, you can ask it, and we will try and answer the question with the tarot cards. But if not, then that's okay too. We'll do a trick with tarot. You let me know what you want with the tarot cards. All right. Okay. All right. So here we've got a few cards. Normally I would use the ace, 2, and the 3, but actually we're going to be using the Schaffer Sternstein Queen of Diamonds. So here's the Queen of Diamonds, the 2 of Diamonds, and the Ace of Diamonds. And we're going to place the Ace of Diamonds here. Now, we will go ahead and press the we're going to go ahead and place uh, the Ace of Diamonds on the bottom. But when we press this elevator button, it will bring the ace from the bottom. If you watch the corner, you might be able to see it ripple all the way up. See? There it is. So now the ace is now here on the top. Now if we place the 2 on the top, we'll press the elevator button. And actually, if you watch the corner here, you'll be able to see the 2 ripple from the top all the way down to the bottom. I don't know if you can tell, but look, the 2 has just arrived here on the bottom. Now here, this is Schaffer Stern's signed Queen of Diamonds, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place it kind of like in the middle of the deck back here. And what we're going to need to do is use the ace and the 2. Now the ace and the 2 are going to act like a portal. And you can watch. I'm going to go ahead and push the 3 into the middle of the deck, okay? And so as I push it into the middle of the deck, when it gets to a point where it lines up with the 2 and the ace, it's actually going to look like it appears in between the 2 and the ace. But not only that, if I actually spread the 2 and the ace, it will look like there is a card in between the 2 and the ace. And that card happens to be Schaffer Stern signed Queen of Diamonds. And that, my friends, is a trick for Schaffer Stern. Thank you so much for the redeem, Schaffer Stern. And ad break is starting soon. All right, excellent. I'm going to pause while we figure out what premium deck we're going to use. And actually, who redeemed the premium deck? TJ Fox, you redeemed premium deck 40 minutes ago. I'm sorry. All right, TJ Fox. Let me know what you like. Do you like sci-fi, anime, regular but rainbow playing cards, weird different playing cards, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Spider-Man, other Marvel, the Beatles, um, lighthouses, keys, Santa, rainbow? Okay, all right. Rainbow. Oh, is that over? Well, I have an ad break to find rainbow, so hang tight. Let me see here. I know I have a rainbow deck somewhere. Just gotta find it. But anyway, do you guys ever know that, man, I organized this and I put it somewhere, but you just forget sometimes where the heck you put it? Because That's exactly what I'm experiencing right now. I have a deck, which, oh wait, is it one of these? No. Is it one of, hmm. Where did it go? Or Harry Potter, whichever. Yes? Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. All right. I'm glad you changed to Harry Potter because I can see those. Those are right here. So, all right. Just one more look for the rainbow. And if not, I'll owe you a rainbow. How's that? Okay. Okay. All right. Perfect. No problem. All right. Awesome. Ad break is finishing now. All right. I'm glad that you chose Harry Potter because I have 4 Harry Potter decks to choose from. I mean, they're all the same deck, just in different colors with the artwork in slightly different houses. So, but anyway, let me just show you the green one first. And so here's what the backs of these cards look like. Boom. And if we show you the oh, I haven't even shuffled this. This is still in new deck order. So here's Dobby, here's Hagrid, and then here's what the spades look like. Here's some faces. I don't know if you can see them clear enough to make out some of the characters there. And I think the 4 suits each correspond to a house. But I believe they are all. Here's Harry. Harry's the King of Hearts. Hermione, Ron. And hold on, let me just see what these 2 cards are. Why are the... Oh, I must have actually used this for a trick at some point because these 2 were at the end and not actually here. So I guess mostly not shuffled, except for that. I'm just gonna double check on the red and the blue really quick. I think they're gonna be the same. Yeah, there's Dobby, there's Hagrid. Okay, yeah. So these all look the same on the face. Okay, the faces aren't any different. Okay, but we will do a trick with one of these. So the one thing I think I would have liked is if the decks actually had some feature difference. Although the one good news is, I guess, if I wanted to combine some cards in the decks, they would actually look exactly the same except for the back. So this one's like gold, or it's like an off yellow. It's arguably the ugliest color, but conceptually, oh, I did shuffle this one. This one's been shuffled a little bit. So, all right, okay. Let's go ahead and do a trick with... Actually, you know what? We have 2 different colors. Let's go ahead and do... Let me just give this a shuffle really quick. All right, we always see red and blue, because normally red and blue, we have regular decks of cards to do that. So let's use the 2 weird colors, green and gold. Okay. All right. So here, you would not mix up the green cards with the gold cards, right? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take one of the green cards, place it amongst the gold cards. Take a gold card, place it amongst the green cards. We're going to square those up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and snap both of my fingers at the same time. I don't know if you can tell, but I just kicked the card that was in the wrong pile into the correct pile. I know that's hard to believe, but if I show you, these are gold, 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 gold. And this is green, 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 green. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? And so, yeah, now if I show you, it will place 2 gold, 2 gold, 2 green, 2 green. I'll take 2 green, place on 2 gold, 2 gold, place on 2 green. And now let me go ahead and snap. I don't know if you could tell, but I kicked the 2 colors that aren't matching into the correct, because now here, if I show you, this one is green, 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 green. And this one is gold, 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 gold. Is that strange? That's a little bit strange. Let me just flip these over really quick, and we will go ahead and take, we're just going to go ahead and leave these, we're just going to swap those and place them among these cards here. And once again, I don't know if you can tell, but now all restored. Green, 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 green. And of course, gold, 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 gold. And there we have it. A trick using not just 1, but 2 premium decks of cards. The Harry Potter decks, the green and gold Harry Potter decks. There we go. You can see all of them in all of their glory. Boom. Thank you kindly for the claps. Shuffer Stern, thank you for the redeem. TJ Fox. All right, Andres, are you still there? Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room. All right, Andres, do you have a question that you want answered by the tarot cards? Or do you just want to see a magic trick? You let me know, and we will try and answer your question with tarot cards. Andres asks, I'd like to ask it if it will rain a lot in the city next week. Haha. All right. Sounds good. Alstro Art, welcome in. What up, crazy? How's it going, Alstro Art? Good to see you. What's up? I'm up. Uh, how are you doing, Alstro? Good to see you. How's it going? Alstro Art, I spoke about it earlier, but I did have a gig that I got from Gig Salad on Thursday. It was a husband hiring me for his wife's birthday, and he told all of the guests that a magician was coming after hiring me, but kept it a secret from his wife. And his wife wanted a magician to come for her birthday party, but he told her that he couldn't find one. And so when I arrive, the first thing that comes out of her mouth is, "Are you a magician?" And I'm like, "Yes." so, so that's super fun. Elstro Art says, "I would never keep any secrets from my wife." Says Elstro Art. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and use the the a.a. Weight Tarot shiny version, because I purchased these and I've never really used them. So, excuse me. Al Stewart says, "Just need to get a wife first." Scope. Oh, you you can get one of these Astro Art. uh, all right, that was that was brilliant. That was brilliant. Uh, Okay, alright. First things first, let's show this deck, because I don't think I've ever shown it on stream, because I've never shuffled it, which means I've probably never used it on stream. So, this is, so for anybody who gets into the world of tarot, there's, you might see, like, specific names right before the tarot, and it basically references, like, the specific style of artwork um, on the tarot card. So this happens to be the whatever waif, no wait, Waite wait tarot cards. Now I got this because I think at the time I was like, I don't know what I want. Oh, those look cool because they were shiny. Like you can almost tell how shiny this box is. The backs don't look like much, but if I show you the faces, they're very shiny. And so here, this is the Magician. You can almost barely read that. Here's the High Priestess. Here's the Hermit. And yeah, like if you were here, I mean, it's coming off as a rainbow. It's basically more visually accosting in real life. So prepare your eyes. Here's the Devil. And then here's the Three of Cups. The other thing is that these ones, every card is very well labeled at the bottom. So some of them, they might have the text like on the picture, and that's super hard to read. But here, I'm hoping that they thought that the shininess would make it hard to read, and they put it in its own separate. And so I like that with this. And so here's like the Five of Wands. Um, here's the Ten of Swords. I wouldn't want to be that guy. The Page of Pentacles, and so on. All right. So first things first, I do need to give this a shuffle because this has never been shuffled, and then we will have Andres select a card, and we will try and figure out if it will rain a lot in the city next week for Andres. And these cards are a little bit bent, actually. They are a little bit curved that way. I don't know if that's how they were manufactured or if it's a result. I'm guessing it's probably a result of the shiny material. For anybody who plays collectible card games, um, if you have foil cards tend to bend because the side that the foil is on doesn't tend to change with with the temperature and humidity, but the other side, which is usually just paper, does tend to change with humidity and might shrink, and therefore it might seem like the shiny side is always going to be curled out. So, all right, and so with that, let me go ahead and spread these cards. And all right, Andres, if you are ready, you can go ahead. Oh, hold on. Some of these you can't see. Let me make sure that everything is basically on camera as best as it can be. And you click on one, and I will attempt to interpret whether it will rain a lot in the city next week. In the meantime, for anybody who is not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Oh, and if you're not on desktop, Andres, you can give me a number for either, I guess for you guys, the top pile or the bottom pile, and I'll just count down. So if you say the 10th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on. You tell me. You tell me what you want. Okay, number 10, counting down from left to right, top line. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here, this will be the one. I'm just going to double check that I counted right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, there we go. So, here we go. The question is, will it rain a lot in the city next week? And the card that Andres has selected from the tarot deck is the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles. Let me see here. If we take a look, there are pentacles all around his head, which seems to suggest that it is going to be raining down on him. 6 also happens to be a number that is smaller than the number of days of the week. And so it could suggest that perhaps it might rain 6 out of the 7 days of the week. So I would interpret this card as, oh, you see, Andre says, does that mean it will rain 6 out of 7 days of the week? I mean, I would interpret the card as responding, saying, yes, it will rain a lot in the city next week. That is my interpretation. I don't know if it will rain 6 days out of 7 days, but I think the answer is yes. Look, these are cards, all right? They're not a weatherman, and even the weatherman can be wrong. I mean, come on. Okay, and so I guess what? Let's see. Okay, and the weatherman. The weather. This weatherman is gonna make it rain. You want to know why? Okay, so let me see. Let me see if I could do a weatherman themed trick. All right, so here we go. The weatherman is going to predict that, look, there is going to be 3 inches of rain. See, one, oh no, I don't know if I did. 1, 2, 3. All right, 3 inches of rain. But when we get a little bit closer, you know how estimates can get a little bit better? And so the weatherman says, hey, I think I was a little bit wrong. I think there might be 4 inches of rain. And so he goes and says, oh, yeah, yeah. See, look, 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. Oh, we're going to ad break. Okay, I will continue. I'll start the trick over after the ad break. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see. In the meantime, do I have enough water in my tea machine? I can make tea here. I don't have to go upstairs to make tea right now. Although I like where this is going. Um, what kind? Oh, this is herbal tea, but it's my favorite herbal tea from Harney and Sons, but it's called Indigo Punch. I've mentioned it before, and let me actually have I shared this in my Discord before? If not, I can share it in the Discord again. Which, by the way, if anybody's interested in hanging out in the Discord or chatting or whatever, here's the best place. There's the Discord. All right. Let me see here. Harney and Sons Indigo Punch. Here it is. Okay. Any specific it surprisingly tastes like punch. It's just the light tea version of punch. So that's kind of why I like it. All right, I'll drop it in my food and drink channel there. So, but here I'll put it in here too if anybody. But it is also it's blue. So when it brews blue because of the um pea leaf in there. Kagome Shuko, welcome in. How's it going? How you doing? So yeah, I actually got a sampler of teas like from them a while ago, and out of all of their teas, I was like, I need to get this again. Like that was because when I ran out, I was like, oh, I'm so sad. I'm like, I guess I could just buy it again. Um, bedtime for me, says ZD Major 7. Thank you so much, ZD Major 7, for the raid, and thank you so much for the resub. And have a good night. Take care. Sleep well. Thank you so much, ZD. And good to see you. Nismo, welcome in. How's it going, Nismo? Um, I know that some people pronounce your name Nismo and some people pronounce it Nismo. Is one more correct than the other, or are they both acceptable to you? Do you have a preference? Like, I was just curious. Is there actually a correct way? Okay, Kagome Shuko says, in a tiny hotel room, still waiting to be able to. Oh, I'm sorry, Kagome. My sympathies. Oh, I still wish you best of luck. Oh, the ad break is finishing. Okay, the ad break finished a little while ago. I guess I just got caught up with chat there. But anyway, oh yeah, so tea. That's right. So there we go. Tea. I love that tea. Um, I was like, I had to get it again because I liked it so much. So there we go. Kagome Shuko says, once I get to go home, then I have to schedule a consultation with my lawyer. Oof. Yeah, that sounds brutal. Good luck with your lawyer too. Hopefully, you guys can get really, honestly, what you deserve to get from all these shenanigans. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, all right. Let's see. Where were we? Oh yes. Here, the weatherman. This is what we're doing. We're doing the trick with the tarot cards. All right. Here's the weatherman, and so the weatherman predicts, hey, there's going to be 3 inches of rain, and so we're going to have 1, 2, 3 inches of rain. But actually, weather weather people end up refining their models, and they might get a better estimate the closer they get to the time in which they predicted. And so here we end up predicting. We predicted 3, but actually as we get closer, they now refine as, oh, okay, I think there's actually going to be 4 inches of rain. And so here, 1, 2, 3, 4 inches of rain. And then comes the actual day, we find out that the day where 4 inches of rain was supposed to fall, we actually get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. And if we take a look on the ground, we actually see what has accumulated was indeed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. And that, my friends, is a trick with tarot cards, and kind of like an abbreviated version of Keeper, basically. Which, Bert GipsonLens. I don't know if you're listening in chat right now, but I actually did the Keeper trick at the gig on Thursday, but I rethemed it a little bit because they liked baking, and so instead of, in this case, it was like rain falling, um, and Keeper, it's about plants growing. Well, what I did on Thursday was I had it be about dough baking in the oven. So it started at like 3 inches, and then it would rise to 4 inches, and then when it was fully done, it was 5 inches. And so, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Kylie, for the claps. Andres, E-Room, thank you so much for the redeem, Andres. Let me catch up with chat here. Kagome says, very much so. The one is just for contractor fraud and trying to find one for the medical stuff. Yeah, oof, this is just so much it sounds like you're dealing with right now. Good luck with resolving any and all of it, and I hope that you get any and all of the help, the justice that you deserve. So, all right, let me see here. Okay, so that was tarot cards. All right, next we have Jumping Gemini. All right, let's see. Let me put the tarot cards away. All right. That was good though. I haven't actually used those tarot cards. I'm not gonna lie, they are hard to look at on the shiny side. But I'm glad I got a chance to use them. Oh, I should not put it in like that. Hold on. I'm trying not to damage tarot cards as well. Okay. All right, next up, let's see. We have a request from Charlie. Let's see here. All right. Kokume Shuko says, I'm a Gemini. I'm not into astrology or horoscopes, but I happen to know that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not really into it either as far as like the actual predictions that those things make, but I think it's cool from like the mathematical, astrological, like statistical. Man, that was way more complicated. I'm not really, I don't know much, but I think there's some patterns that show up in certain things. But then I'm like, wait, if people are born in and around the same time, they do share something. They share that they were born in and around the same time. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we could just spell that as a. Anyway, for anybody who cares, I'm an Aquarius. So, I don't normally do this, but put your sign in chat if you want to share. Aquarius here. There we go. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and do this trick. All right. So here we have 4 cards. And I just want to show you that the top card is a King of Clubs. Now, if I take the King of Clubs and I place it here on the bottom, you might think that the top card would no longer be the King of Clubs. But let me just show you. Kagome Shuko says, if I read horoscopes, I read them after the day, week, whatever time over and laugh at how none of this stuff happened. Absolutely. Now, here's once again, the King of Clubs. Of course, I can go ahead and remove the King of Clubs, and the King of Clubs is still here. I know, that's very strange. Now look, if I take the King of Clubs, place the King of Clubs here on the bottom, well, you would think that this also can't be the King of Clubs. And if we remove the King of Clubs, look, this is still the King of Clubs. And then, of course, if we just go ahead and place that over there, this is still the King of Clubs. Now, everybody, of course, at this point accuses me of just using 4 of the same card. And to that, I would say, all right, maybe you're onto something. You got me. You got me. Because if I show you, I am using 4 of the same card. See, I'm using a 5 of diamonds. I'm using a all right, I'm going to take a mulligan. Do. Shh. Nobody saw that. Shh. Nobody saw that. Okay, where are we? We're going to start. XD says Andres. All right, Andres was watching. Oh, yeah. We need to bring the deck sock on. Okay. Hey, guys. Meet the deck sock. The deck sock is my sleight of hand magic instructor, and so the deck sock is going to watch over me and make sure that I don't mess it up this time. All right, so here once again, let me just show you. This card is the King of Clubs. Now, if I take this, place it on the bottom, this next card, I bet you won't be able to guess. If you guess the King of Clubs, you might be right. You think you'll be right? Yeah, you'll be right. So now, but here, let me take out the King of Clubs. And now, I don't know if you know, see, this is also the King of Clubs. But now, if we go ahead and take the King of Clubs and place it on the bottom, I don't know if you can tell, but look, this card may also seem like the King of Clubs. But now if we remove it, King of Clubs. Now if we go put it over here, King of Clubs. I know, strange, right? Okay. Where were we? Oh, yes. Some people think that I'm using 4 of the same card. And the answer is, all right, you got me. I'm using 4 of the same card. See, here's a 5 of diamonds. Here's a 5 of diamonds. Here's a 5 of diamonds. And here's a 5 of diamonds. So you're right. I was using 4 of the same card. However, what you may not realize is that you can get into trouble playing a lot of card games if you have 4 of the exact same card, because people then accuse you of using duplicates. And so this is how you get out of it. You make sure that the deck sock comes over to rescue you. And I don't know if you can tell, but now you just make all of the cards disappear, right? And so here, that's blank, blank, blank. And that, my friends, is what Jumping Gemini should look like. Not that first one. I mean, look, if you want to know the story of the Gemini twins, see, they both look alike, But the first one is a little bit uglier, and the second one is the better looking one. Gemini twins. All right. See, so see, I was just exemplifying Gemini with two versions of the trick. The slightly uglier looking one first, and then the better looking one second. Yep, that's right. That's absolutely what I was doing. Thank you kindly for that request. Charlie's Beats. TJ Fox says, ha 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 ha. All right. I don't know what caused me to. But anyway, now that you guys have seen the ending of the trick, obviously, if you remember what happened in the the first Gemini twin, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Thank you kindly for the claps, Andres and E-Room. Good news. Good news. Messing up here on stream, I feel way better about it than messing up like at a real paid gig. So anyway, thank you, Dexoc, for all of your support, both moral and otherwise. All right. Okay, let's see here. Next up, we have a request from Kagome Shuko called Mad Monty. And so, let's go ahead and let's see here. Trick name idea. The Curtain of Destruction. The Curtain of Destruction. I like the idea of the curtain. I don't know about destruction. There are a lot of tricks that deal with destroying cards, and I don't do them. um, but I like the idea of a curtain because we magicians in general use a lot of concepts of hiding and making things like hidden. I'm going to actually note the first. I'm going to note the curtain of, and then I want to leave the word blank because I think there's a lot of potential there. And I think I want to play with the idea of curtain, but so I like curtain too. Destroy. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to note the curtain half for sure. I think that's good. So I don't know if this is good news, bad news, but so I did update on a gig, and it seems like I have had a bunch of gigs lately. I don't have that many gigs coming up in the next couple of weeks. So the bad news is I won't really be bringing in much gig money. Good news is that means I can actually have some creative time um, to think about some of these. I've been focusing on getting ready for the gigs that I haven't done much for like the YouTube channel. So let me write this down. We'll type this down. Okay. All right. There we go. Ad break starting soon. All right. And I see that Charlie's Beats has requested a trick. And yeah, well, the gigs are important. Yes, that's currently the primary way that I am bringing in money. So, yep. All right. Okay, I won't start this until after the ad break because ad break. So, and then I see that Andres had requested Elevon, which is funny because uh, I did the Elevon trick for Schafferstern earlier, but we can also do it for Andres. So, let me see here. I'm just gonna prep for Both chicks. All right. Andre said, I didn't know. Haha. Yeah, no worries. It's okay. It's all good. You can see it again. That just means I'm going to get really good at that trick, okay? That's what it means. That means I'm getting extra practice. Extra practice. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. 90-second ad break is starting. Awesome. Ugh, I can grab my tea. So this is slightly diluted, but it's still coming out blue-ish. It's not quite as blue as it was earlier, but Kagome Shuka says, I didn't think any of these sounded good. The curtain of cheese, the curtain of death, the curtain of fritters. uh, so the funniest one I think out of those is curtain of fritters. I'm actually not even entirely sure how I would describe a fritter or how I would make it a trick or anything. So, all right, the ad break is finishing now. Okay, cool. So I think people should be coming back from the ad break. All right, next up we have a request from Kagome Shuko. And let's go ahead and do that one now. Okay, so got a couple of cards in my hand, and they are the two black fives. The name of the game is trying to remember which one is on the top. So here we have the five of spades, and then on top I'm placing the five of clubs. Now if I was to turn over the packet two times, which five is on the top, I think a lot of people would still guess the five of clubs, which would be correct. But now what if I go ahead and do it one, two, three times? What should be on top? I think a lot of people would then guess that the five of spades is the one that's on top, right? However, I don't think that. I think you realize what the situation is, because if I go ahead and I show you, the two cards that are here are not fives anymore. They are the two red tens, and neither of which are the black fives. And that is Mad Monty. That one's a short and quick one. I do like that one because I was able to use that one for a reveal. Not the last 2 gigs, but 3 gigs ago. So thank you kindly for the claps and the applause, Andres. Thank you for the request, Kagome Shuko. All right, let's see here. Okay. Next up, you know what, Andres? I'm going to, because I did Elevon earlier, I'm going to do the other trick that is like it, but it has a slightly different uh, ending. So I'm going to be doing 3 travelers. It's going to start out the same as Elevon, but the ending is different. So, yes, of course. All right, cool. Thanks. Okay, so here we have 3 cards: the 3 of clubs, the 2 of clubs, and then the ace of clubs, signed by Andres. Andres goes here on the top, but actually is going to start on the bottom. But now if we press the elevator button, Andres will travel from the bottom all the way up to the top here. Now if we place the 2 here on the top, we press the elevator button, the 2 will travel from the top all the way down to the bottom. And I don't know if you can tell. There it is. Now, of course, the 3 here is going to be problematic when the building is going to split into 2 and there's no moving sidewalk or anything. But like in Star Trek, we can place the 3 here, and of course, if we press both buttons at the same time, we can teleport him from here to there. Actually, let me go ahead and simulate pressing both at the same time. Are we ready? Everybody hold on to your butts. Because now if you take a look over here. And that, my friends, is the 3 travelers. I've thought about also putting like a sound effect app on my phone so I can do that. So I'd use those sound effects like when I'm out. Thank you kindly for the claps. Andres, E-Room, Schafferstern. Thank you guys. All right, next up we have a request from Charlie's Beats. All right, let's go ahead and let's see here. Um, oh, hang on. I might have to readjust here for a second. Okay, all right. I figured it out. Figured it out. Okay. Kagome Shuko says, no idea what it would be for a trick. Fritter is food covered in batter and fried. Yeah, I think the most common are apple fritters, which I love when they're done right. And actually have an apple in the dough and are fried. Some places just put the apple filling into donuts, which isn't right. Seribot Bandit. Oh, wow. That was like lightning fast. I literally just saw it like flash right across the screen. Well done, Seribot. Thanks. All right. Cool. So, let's see here. Next up, we have a request from Charlie's Beats. And so I'm going to need to make a prediction with these cards. So let me go ahead and maybe let's take this card as my prediction. And next up, we're going to need to find a few cards to maybe match this prediction. And so let's Andre says, I wanted to redeem the Hades one, but I redeemed Keeper instead. Is there any way to redeem both? Yeah, I think you can request another trick, Andres. You can do that. That's fine. No problem. If there's a problem, it might just be I made settings or something. But yeah, you can go ahead and do both if you want. So let me see. Let me find another card here. And let's say this one. And so if I show you 8 of hearts. And so 8 of hearts, I'm going to leave that right there. And so that means this could be an 8 or it could be a heart. Both of those would make sense. Let's go ahead and find another one. And this one is the 8 of clubs. And so if this is the 8 of hearts and this is the 8 of clubs, hopefully my prediction is indeed an 8. Um, so now let's go ahead and try and find the last card. And I'm just going to go ahead and ready, set. There we go. 8 of diamonds. So this is the 8 of hearts, the 8 of clubs, and the 8 of diamonds, that must mean then that this is, and hopefully people would say this now, and I sometimes hear them say ace of spades, and I'm like, wait, shouldn't it be the 8 of spades? But it was too late. I had already heard ace of spades. And you know what? That works out well because in this case, Charlie's Beats actually requested the trick. And Charlie's Beats requested the ace, or sorry, signed the ace of spades. And so here we are. So unfortunately, these cards don't match the prediction. Unless, wait, unless we use this to change the eights. So this is no longer the 8 of hearts. This is the ace of hearts. And this is no longer the ace, the 8 of clubs. This is the ace of clubs. And this is no longer the 8 of diamonds. This is the ace of diamonds. And that, my friends, is matching the cards. The prediction did match all 3 of those cards. There we are. All right, let me see here. Okay, yeah, I can do both Keeper and Hades if you want, Andres. That's not a problem. Let me see here. Boom, boom, boom. Save. All right, just did matching the cards. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room, Andres, Charlie's Beats. Thank you for that request. Okay, all right. So let me see here. I will go ahead and grab the Lighthouse deck so that we have the Lighthouse from Keeper. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and make some Keeper plants here. 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 And then let's get our lighthouse. It's going to shoot laser eyes. Here we go. And so, here's a bunch of plants on the starting island of Keeper. And here is your lighthouse. When you first start moving around, you kind of move like a weird anthropomorphic spider lighthouse. And of course, one of the first abilities you get is to shine your light on things. And so I called it laser eyes. So now you can take a look. This lighthouse is shining its light beam all this way. And so we can go ahead and see that all of these plants are basically 3 feet tall. 1, 2, 3. Over here, 1, 2, 3. Over here, 1, 2, 3. But of course, when you approach with your lighthouse, you're like, hey, these plants can grow as part of the puzzle. And so you shine your laser eyes directly onto the plant and it starts to grow. So it grows from 1, 2, 3 to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the way up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet. Same thing with this one. It'll start at 1, 2, 3, go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this last one, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when it gets to the 5th foot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something clicks and you hear a door open. Indeed, all of the plants were 5 feet tall, and this door opens for you to take your lighthouse and walk right through it. And that, my friends, is Keeper, based on the video game. Thank you kindly for that request, Andres. All right. Oh, Bert, I don't know if you were listening when I mentioned earlier, but I did the Keeper card trick at the gig this past Thursday. I themed it as like baking. Okay, you weren't listening. Okay, yeah. So I themed it as baking, and so you start with like 3 centimeters of dough, and it goes to 4 centimeters to 5 centimeters, and they loved it. So, so I was like, yes, and then we talked about like original tricks and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this is an original trick based on a video game. They were, oh, what video game? So I got a chance to tell them. So it's super cool. All right, that was Keeper card trick. Next up, we have Hades. That's awesome, says Andres. Yeah. GipsonLens hype. Yeah, I know, right? It's so cool. So cool. The thing is, it's like I've only done like a dozen, a dozen gigs or so, like a dozen paid gigs. The fact that I've been able to say that I've created my own original tricks really impresses a bunch of people, considering how relatively few like live gigs I've done. And I'm like, this is pretty awesome. An ad break is starting soon. All right. Very well then. Okay. That's okay. It'll give me a moment to prepare for the Hades card trick. Starring Andres. Thank you for the request, Andres. All right. And then also, while we're here, let me go ahead and do last call. I know we've been going a little bit later than usual, but you know what? We've had a kind of a crazy evening. So not only did we start off with our customary Hades stream, we won that, started Magic Stream, got raids, and then a hype train, and then like honestly, a lot of people just kept on requesting tricks and redeems and signing cards, and I'm like, this is a very busy night tonight. So this was good, guys. So all right, 90-second ad break has begun. So I'll just go ahead and wait until that's done before we proceed. And actually, so I haven't done the Hades card trick for a bit, so I'm actually trying to remember how to do a part of it. Because there is one part, and I'm like, wait a second, how do I do this? Okay, and then I think I remember. Okay, the ad break is finishing now. Add stories. I trust. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, actually, I was thinking could there be a better way to do this? Okay. All right. Ad break is finishing now. I think people are coming back. All right. Next up, we have a request from Andres for the Hades card trick. And so here we will be using Andres to represent Zagreus. So this is like Andres playing Hades. Kagome Shuko says, maybe you should make a card game based on the song from Phineas and Ferb, Squirrels in My Pants. Kagome Shuko, I don't know if you know. First of all, I know about what Phineas and Ferb are, but not only that, uh, my wife is a huge fan of Phineas and Ferb. Hold on, before we start, let's go, says Andre. Sorry, all right, we're just gonna pause this for a second because I have to respond to the Phineas and Ferb thing. So, my wife likes Phineas and Ferb, and she liked it so much she named her car Phineas, based on Phineas and Ferb. Another weird tie-in to Phineas and Ferb was at the gig on Thursday. Somebody mentioned that their pet was named Ferb, and I was like, "What? No way!" I I usually name my cars. I didn't know what to name my car until about a month in, and I was like, "I'm gonna name my car Isabella," because I don't know if anybody knows the Phineas and Ferb show, but in the Phineas and Ferb show, there's two main characters, Phineas and Ferb, and there's a girl named Isabella that we think has a crush on Phineas. But I named my car Isabella because my wife named her car Phineas. And so, yeah. Kagome Shuko said, I love Phineas and Ferb and follow Dan on TikTok. That's funny. Okay, that's crazy. So, did not know, but all right. Okay. Sorry for interrupting the trick, Andres, but okay, here we go. Back to the trick. Andres is going to be playing Hades, and here, this is what victory looks like. Andres has to make it all the way up to the top, and there we have it. So, no, no, it's not okay, says Andres. All right, very well then, Andres. We can just have you perish at the bottom level in Tartarus, where you won't be able to advance in the game. And so, here, Andres remains in Tartarus. Oh, no, it's fine. Oh, okay. All right, that's okay. It's a roguelite. So you're going to try again. You're going to die a lot. So it's okay. So in the second play, Andres ends up fighting through Tartarus and then ends up being able to make it through to Asphodel. And so here, Andres is now in Asphodel. Then, because he has watched us so much, us being, I guess, me and Keo, uh, Beth kind of sort of says, "We still doing magic." I was trying to sleep, but sometimes nuisances are inside the house. Oh, my sympathies, Beth. Yeah, we're still doing magic. I did just do a last call, but anyway. So here, Andres has made it to the second level, Asphodel, and so now we're going to see if Andres can beat through Asphodel to make it to Elysium. And so here is what that attempt might look like. Beth kind of sort of says, imagine not getting your noise chores done before 10 at night. I mean, I totally, yeah, I totally get it. I have a Oh, hold on. I have something to talk about after this trick's over. All right. So here, let's see if Andres can make it through to Elysium. There you are. Okay. I'm like, where are you, Andres? All right. There you go. Barely made it. Just barely made it. And so here, now we have Andres making it to Elysium, and now this is the toughest fight. So Elysium. Ah, I was already scared. Yes, I know, right? And you know, if you just parrot, you're just gonna have to play the game again. That's all. And so here, um, what we will do is we're just gonna go ahead and make sure that uh, you have your fair attempt. But the thing is, importantly, you're not here yet, right? But you will become there if you defeat the boss of Elysium. In this case, it's Theseus and Asterius. And so let's see. There you go. You make it to the very top. In this case, this is the Temple of the Styx, and then you get to fight Hades. And so now we're gonna see, do you have a chance to defeat Hades? You have to see if your boons are good enough. You have to see if your weapons are strong enough. You have to make sure that you can dodge and not take damage. And so here I've got Hades in my hand right now. And so if Hades ends up on top, you lose and you go back down to Tartarus. But if not, then you end up on top and you beat Hades. And so here we go. 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can tell, but look, Andres has just defeated Hades and has won the run. And there we have it. Thank you for that request, Andres. And you know what, Andres? I don't know if you've played Hades, but since it's going to rain so much in the city next week, you should probably just go ahead and start playing Hades. That's all right. Ha ha ha, says Andres. All right. It's a sign. I know, right? So let's see. Yeah, so Beth said, was trying to sleep noises inside the house. Imagine not getting all your noise chores done by 10 at night. I think they're finished, but now I'm awake. I'm sorry, Beth, kind of sort of that you're awake. Um, but my sympathies. Hopefully you can get back to sleep very quickly. So yesterday, I was really annoyed because there was a graduation party going on, like maybe 3 houses away, but I could hear their music, and all my doors and windows were closed. And it's like 8 p.m. and that's not technically late for me, but I have a kid. And I never thought about this kind of thing, that families who have kids and it's like they have early bedtimes, and I'm like, wow. Like I threw some pretty baller parties back in college and a little bit post college, and now I'm thinking to myself, man, if there were any families nearby, I was a douchebag. Like, I mean, I didn't directly like turn the volume on music, but like I threw those parties, and so I kind of felt bad in retrospect. But now I'm like, oh, now I know what it's like to have a kid and a family near a loud party. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, I know now, but and not only that, not only was there loud music, then there were fireworks, and I'm like, come on, it's like 9:30, and it was just barely starting to get dark, and my kid was probably just starting to doze off, or like just dozing off after like struggling to sleep for like an hour or something, and I'm just like, oh, come on, like give us a break. Luckily, my kid's old enough where she doesn't like randomly climb out of bed unless she like absolutely needs to or whatever. But it's all good. It's all good. Lie could have a dual meaning. Oh wait. Oh. Let sleeping dogs lie. Like, oh, Kagome Shuko. I like the whole lie could have a dual meaning there. And Kagome Shuko says fireworks are the worst. I think they are the worst, certainly if you're trying to go to sleep. I enjoy fireworks, but yeah, for trying to go to sleep, they're not very good. So, All right, actually, okay. All right, Kagome Shuko. I'm gonna take this whole thing, this whole uh, let sleeping dogs lie with the double uh, potential double entendre of lie. That's actually, I think, a really good idea. And you're surprised that you're not finding a card trick called? I mean, first of all, card trick names are really hard to come by. I think, despite the fact that like magic knowledge has a bunch of it has become digitized, there's a lot of it that has not. And I'm like, oh, interesting. And so I find out tricks later, and I'm like, there's some really crazy card trick names that are like not very well documented or kept secret deliberately. Um, but yeah, I like the whole double meaning thing here. So that's good. That's good. These are all good. All right. Cool. All right. I think we had already done the last call. So let me go ahead. You know what I want to do as a finale trick today? Because I did not do this to close out the gig. Surprisingly enough, I I actually improvised a trick that I don't normally do for like the closer of the so I finished up the show and I did do a proper closer that I would normally, but then I asked them if they wanted me to stay longer because it was a really good vibe, and so I asked the guy who hired me. I said, "Hey, would you like me to stay longer?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, you can stay." And I'm like, "Okay," with the understanding that he would probably pay me or just tip me very well, and so I stayed longer and I entertained, and I blew their socks off with an additional set of magic, basically, and I basically improvised the second closer. So I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. That was amazing." And it worked out very well. It was very good. Just to briefly explain, if you guys remember last week's stream, Chris M. Yee and Curviously Jen came in. They were getting married, which, by the way, they had their wedding live stream in a private Discord yesterday, which I attended the ceremony, and it was very nice, very sweet. But I did a trick for them, and the trick that I did for them was basically the trick that I did at this party, and it went over very well. So Kagome Shuko says, I don't like loud bangs, and all my dogs have been scared of the loud noises. I don't blame them. GipsonLens says, I was at the Discord wedding. Yes, I saw you. I saw it first. I said hi. So, yeah, Bert, I don't know if nobody else knew that there was a chat in that room because everybody else was chatting in the main like text virtual channel, and I was like, this is impractical for me because I was hopping between the virtual chat and that chat room, uh, and I'm like, all right, but yeah. Anyway, it was a very sweet wedding. If for Chris M. and Curviously Jen, um, they like Disney, and so Disney was referenced a couple of times, and I don't know if anybody else knew. If anybody else, I don't know how much I should be sharing, but they met on Twitch. So they met on Twitch, and then they let me just sum it up. They fell in love, and but they lived at two different places, and so Curviously Jen moved to where Chris MU lives, and then they lived together, and then they just got married. Wait, it was yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Well, from my calendar date, I guess it's 2 days ago, but yesterday, as far as like the days were concerned. Yeah, people were chatting in two different channels. I know, right? That was weird, but anyway, other than that, it was nice. It was good. So, but anyway, oh yeah. So the trick that I did for them was the trick that I did for the couple. So if you guys remember, I had Chris M. sign a uh, the front of a card. I had Curviously Jen sign the back of another card, and then conceptually I would have them place the two cards. I would place the cards front to back in between their hands. They squeeze, and then they take their hands apart, and it is melted together. It is now one they can't pull apart the two cards. And yeah, that was what I pulled off at the gig on Thursday too, and they were amazed. So, all right. Ad break is going to start soon, so I will not start the trick until after that. But I also have to let me close the queue and add it to the queue and everything, and then we'll do the outro, and then we'll go from there. But yes, it was a very nice wedding. And then I heard there was karaoke later. I saw glimpses of like, and because I hopped in a couple of times after the ceremony, but then it wasn't very busy, so I just hopped out. But I was also dealing with my kid. She's been having issues knowing when to pee. Not that she pees in her pants, but she's like overly zealously cautious about not peeing while not on a toilet. And so she has just a sudden urge to go. And then she's like, I have to go potty. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, go potty. But then it's like just for peeing, she sits there for like a half an hour. And I'm like, you sure you need to go pee? Yeah, it's like, no. So I don't know. All right, let me see here. So we'll do this as our closer. We'll do this to close the queue. E-Room says, stage fright, lol. Yeah, I thought maybe it could be that, but I mean, it's not like we're there watching her like a hawk. Like for that half an hour, you know, I ask her, hey, do you need any water? Or, do you just want to get up and walk around for a little bit? And then I walk away and do some chores or clean up or whatever. Lately, I've been working on my media server and digitizing all of my DVDs. So we're thinking about getting rid of one of our subscription services because we'll have enough content to watch in a more convenient form on the media server now. Um, but as part of Amazon Prime, I bought an optical drive that could read Blu-rays because about a third of our physical media collection is Blu-rays. So I bought a Blu-ray drive basically, and now I can start digitizing our Blu-rays, and so we'll be able to have those on our media server. So yeah, so that's I've mostly been doing that in between, waiting for my kid to pee and poop. But anyway, she's only 4. She's gonna be her birthday's coming up soon, so she'll be 5 soon. But I guess I can't blame her. I'd much rather have her be this way, like the paranoid. Oh no, I'm gonna. I'd rather sit on the potty than pee in my pants or whatever, than actually having a kid that still pees in their pants at like 5 years old. So anyway, that was probably way more than anybody wanted to know. But that was, hey, this is what you get during the ad break, right? Okay. All right. I think people are coming back from the ad break now. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. Thank you to everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you chatted in chat, requested a trick, did a sound alert, redeemed a redeem, signed a card, any of those things. That keeps it fun for me. Thank you to all the lurkers out there, because if it wasn't for you guys, well, magic is one of those rare art forms where if I am practicing magic at home, there's no magic happening. Magic has to happen in your mind. Thank you kindly for that. Final Fantasy VII Fanfare Kyo Demon. And Kagome Shuko says, so she'll be starting kindergarten soon? Yes, she will be starting kindergarten in September, so months away. She has actually graduated from pre-K. There was a whole graduation ceremony for her school and everything, for everybody who's graduating. So yeah, that was that. Let's see. Thank you so much to everybody who supported today. Thank you for all of the raids. We got raids from E-Room. We got a raid from ZD Major 7. We got a raid from Durkey Blaine. If you guys are not following them, please give them all a follow. Here's E-Room again. Here's ZD Major 7. And here's Durkee Blaine. Thank you guys for all the raids today. Thank you to everybody who supported. We had a hype train today, so thank you so much. ZD Major 7 for the resub. Charlie's Beats for the gift sub. ZD Major 7 for the bits. Durkee Blaine for the bits. Keo Demon for the 5 gift subs. Praha Victus for the bits for the celebration. E-Room for the bits. And Andres for the resub. Thank you guys so much. I don't know if you guys know, it means so much to me. Considering for those of you who've been in it for a while, you guys know I've been unemployed for a while. Actually, I'm going to mention this too. I've reached my 1 year anniversary of being unemployed. It was kind of surreal, but I'm like, this is weird. This is a weird word. And so, yeah. I'm getting by, the magic gigs are doing okay. Like if I could just have like a solid 2 to 3 magic gigs a week, very manageable, I think. So, currently working on my website. Need to finish that, and then we're gonna blitz advertise to everybody. So, all right. Let's see. If Andres says, thanks for the stream, crazy. You're welcome, Andres. Thanks for being here. Also, if anybody wants to see more of me and I'm not around, please check out my YouTube channel. I have over 360 magic tricks on the YouTube channel. And also, if you want to follow me here on Twitch, that's probably the best way to see if I go live. Usually, it's Sunday nights for magic. Anything else might be video games or whatever. But if you also want to see when I go live, you can hop and hang out in the Discord. It's not too active, so it's not very busy, but I share a lot of stuff. I make channels all the time for, I don't know, just separating all the stuff that I want to share, I guess. But it's all in there, so. Anyway, guys, you're not following our friends and mods, please give them some mod love. Chan the Magic Man is a fellow Twitch magician. Give him a follow. Catch him on Mondays, where he'll do magic for you on Magic Monday. If you catch him other times, he might be playing retro games, community games, doing in real life stuff, cooking, all sorts of things. So if you're not following our friend and mod Felden Kane, please give Felden Kane a follow. Felden Kane is a variety gamer, also trying to branch out and do different things. So Felden Kane's done some cooking streams as well. So, and then of course, if you're not following our friend and mod GipsonLens, please give GipsonLens a follow. GipsonLens is a pianist, composer, video game developer, and movie critic. And definitely give GipsonLens a follow. We play a game in GipsonLens' stream where we guess to see if he likes a movie. And it is sometimes frustratingly difficult. There's days where I'll get 100%, and I'm like, yeah, I thought I figured it out. Then the next week I'll get like almost nothing. It's just like, so fun time though. Barney of the Rubble, welcome in. How's it going? That's right. I saw that you had done that off stream. I wasn't even, um, but yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, let me see what I can do. So funny story, because that was before last stream. I was ready for it last stream, and then I was like, oh okay, Barney's not here, and I don't think I was. I don't know if I'm ready for it this stream. Let me just check really quick, okay, before I commit to saying, oh no, I can't do it right now. But Barney, good to see you. Oh, I was testing something else and you came to mind. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I gotcha. All right, cool. Well, that's funny that I came to mind because I happened to see the message and I took a screenshot of it and put it in my Discord. But anyway, all right. I'll owe you a twinkle, twinkle, little star. All right, cool. But anyway, thanks. Thank you, Barney. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. And all right. So here we go. Can you just sing and dance to it instead? I can sing. So here's the funniest story. I'd probably much rather dance to it, but I don't know if I can show that on stream, and I'd be probably way easier to sing it on stream. But anyway, I'm going to do the. You know what? Here. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Is that kind of like a little jazzy twist to it? A little bit? Okay. Can you just sing and dance? Okay, just put on some shorts on, you'll be fine. Oh, you actually have a nice singing. Oh, thank you, Barney Adorable. Appreciate it. I like I like karaoke, and so I've done some stuff where I try to emulate some of the voices sometimes. I do listen to like some of the old jazz favorites, like Frank Sinatra, Mel Torme, that kind of thing. So I was trying to channel that kind of voice that particular time, but like I don't know. Yeah, I also like to listen to boy bands, and I will sing along the boy bands. You should practice singing. Okay, all right. Perhaps one day. I do tell people that I'm going to be also having a karaoke stream at some point, and I still owe everybody a karaoke stream. But anyway, all right. So here we go. Oh, by the way, and if I mess up this trick, I don't like to end on a trick that I mess up on, so we'll do another finale trick. But anyway, here we have a blue back deck, but I don't want you to think that these aces came from this deck. And so Kokomi Shuko says, crooners and boy bands then. I mean, I guess so. These aces are not actually from this deck. These aces are red back. So here we have the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, and of course the ace of spades. Now with these four aces, what I want to do is we're going to be placing them into four different piles, and then by the end of the trick, hopefully they will all be together. And so I just need the ace of spades. We'll put the ace of spades up there. And what we'll do here is let's go ahead and um, let's place 3 cards onto each pile. And so here we go. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we'll square up. And now we will try and magically move each ace from pile to pile. And so you can still see the ace is here, but it's not until I pinch it and drop it over here that you'll no longer see that ace over here. Because take a look. And before we knew that there was one ace in this pile. So now let's show you that we'll see that there's 2 aces in this pile. Once again, here we go. You'll see that the ace is here from the back, but now if I take it, you will no longer see that ace from the back because look, and there's no aces here. And before we knew there were 2 and 2, but now take a look. It's actually 3 and 1. And now this last one, some people would say that there are shenanigans afoot, and to that I would say, yeah, you're watching a sleight of hand magic stream. There will be some shenanigans, but look, if I place this ace here in and amongst these cards, you'll be able to see the ace from the back. You'll still be able to see the ace from the face because it's still there. But now if I take it and I place it here, now if I show you the backs, there's actually no red cards from the backs. And if we look at all the faces, there's no aces. And now if we take a look here, you'll be able to see that 1, 2, 3, 4 red back cards, and they are indeed the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. And that, my friends, I will call a successful finale for tonight. Yeah, so if anybody didn't know, I like harmonizing with the 90s boy bands. Um, so, full disclosure, if you are offended by 90s boy bands, don't come to the karaoke stream. uh, Kyo David, thank you kindly for the mind blown. Have you not seen that one? That one's pretty good. That one is. So I love that effect because the effect is so beautiful. And when I saw it, I was like, how the hell did they do that? I need to learn how to do that. And so I learned how to do it. So now I can do it. And so it's not only is it a beautiful effect to show, but it's actually fun to perform. I don't know. I really enjoyed doing that one. So like just going through the motions, even if I don't have like the patter, like actually just performing that trick is super fun. Thank you kindly for the collapse. Andres, E-Room, Kagome Shuko. So NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees. Yep. Also LFO, BB Mac. Who else? Yeah. Youngstown. If anybody remembers those names. Sorry if those all evoke some emotion from maybe disgust from some of you guys out there. I don't know. Although all the girls are probably like, yeah. So one of the reasons why I got into, I was never into them, but I don't mind them. Says Kagome. All right. So one of the reasons why I got into them was that I had a crush on a girl, and of course, all of the girls at my school liked at least one. If they were not picking sides, they probably liked both of them. Or the NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were the two primary rivals. But so I started learning some of the songs because I wanted to impress a girl by singing the songs, around her. Not even to her, just like that I knew the songs. And then I ended up just liking harmonizing with the guys. So I was like, all right, there we are. For a while, actually, a little bit after that, my favorite group was rockapella. So I ended up liking acapella for a while too. GipsonLens says the cool kids like Nine Inch Nails. So I tried listening to Nine Inch Nails, and you know, I'm not gonna like bash people for liking a kind of music, but it's totally not my thing. I'm not into Nine Inch Nails. Um, oh, rockapella's on. I liked rockapella. I discovered some other groups too. Like there was I think a European group called the Real Group as like an acapella group. All right, it is late here, so and also I can't sing too loudly right now, even though it sounds like I can speak as loudly as I want. But um, I'm gonna if I have a singing stream or a karaoke stream, it will most certainly be during the day. So not at night. Basically when nobody's home or everybody's awake or both. um, Kagome Shuko says had to make sure to wait for them at the end of the show. Where in the world is Carmen? Yes, that's right. That's how I heard of Rockapella, actually. Okay, a 90-second ad break. All right, I won't raid out until after everybody comes back. But actually, this is a good excuse. I can try and find somebody to raid now because I actually didn't look ahead of time this time, which is unusual. But we were streaming a little bit longer than usual, so let me see who's on. Maybe there's some new potential raid targets. Let's see here. Um, then of course, let me pull up my spreadsheet. Hold on. on. How do I know? How am I following this person? Hey. I've never rated this person, I don't think. They've never rated me, but I'm following for them for somehow. And it looks like they don't. They just started 15 minutes ago ish, so maybe we should just raid over there. First time. All right. Okay, ad break is finishing. All right, great. Kagome Shuko says, I see somebody new for me too called the Keyboard Grinder. Oh, so the Keyboard Grinder, we do like to raid over there pretty frequently. But actually, I'm watching or I'm looking at somebody right now who is also doing piano, but I've never rated them. They've never rated me, and I have no idea how I know them or why I'm following them. But uh, we should raid over there. So we're today's raid target is going to be somebody named Secret Firefox. Um, GipsonLens, do you know Secret Firefox? Should I know who this is? Secret Firefox in the piano community? Because they're doing piano right now. Uh, so, anyway. Alright, let's go ahead. If anybody wants to come along for the raid, here's a raid call. Here's a sub-raid call. The raid target will be Secret Firefox. I'm going to start the raid, Secret Firefox, there now. And then let me not forget to copy my own raid call. So yeah, let's head over there. I do not know them. They don't stream often. Yeah, okay, cool. So I like piano streamers, which is like basically everybody that I've ever modded for has been a piano streamer at some point. But uh I am curious, and they don't have many followers or many people watching right now. So let's raid over there and just see what they're all about. So it just says just piano. So all right. Anyway, all right, everybody. Great seeing you. Um, Everybody, it's going to be super hot in many places of the world this week. So stay cool. And also remember to hydrate. Remember to stretch. Remember to get good sleep, because as we all know, it's very hard to get good sleep nowadays. So take care. Great seeing you all. We'll see you around. And you have a glorious day. All right. Bye.